How my thing work? Oh, wait. Hey, how are you doing?
Hey, what's up? I wanted to be a cool kid tonight.
Well, awesome. You know what? I only invited cool kids tonight.
Yes.
So it's you. So anyway, this is gonna be great. We're gonna have a great time. Caitlin, how are you doing? Comments and complaints. I love it. I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Oh my gosh. B Bean, how are you doing? Christine Fortunato. Hi, chat. I'm playing. Plan A. Is that like penne? It's a pasta. Do you like pasta, Caitlin?
Only certain types, like angel hair.
See, okay, so like I think I don't like angel hair. I thought I did, and then I didn't, and then I don't do. I don't know what I said. I think I said that backwards. Go on. Sorry.
I don't like lasagna noodles, and I don't like fettuccine noodles, and I don't like penne noodles, and I don't like that thick spaghetti noodle. It's
yeah,
too
you don't
much
like the
pasta.
thick stuff. But so you don't like lasagna?
No. When I was little, my grandparents actually created a special lasagna for me that doesn't have lasagna noodles or ricotta cheese in it because those are both gross.
You're not a Garfield
We call
fan?
it Papa's lasagna.
You're not a Garfield fan?
I love Garfield. That doesn't mean I have
Garfield,
to like
like he sleeps in the pan.
Yeah, I think he would have been better off sleeping in like a 3-cheese ziti pan.
The Big White Horse, how are you doing? Roseman Ranch, what's up? What's up? Dave Umbarger, thank you so much for reminding me. And also, it was great hanging out with you last night in the chat there with Steve Gosney. Steve is a great guy. And Lord of the Ree was on there. It was his first stream. Ooh. And I was very honored to be on there with him. It was a cool time. It was great. Cool people. Wendy H, how are you doing? Wendy H, let me tell you what, she is she's the Terminator. She doesn't stop. She's uncontrollable. It's unbelievable. It's awesome. It's awesome. Anyway, Bulldog JC, what's going on? Cool gamer, how you doing? See, I'm so
cool
far
gamer.
on these things. M Young, how are you? You know what? I almost messaged you. I forget now why, but I almost did. Cornelia, how are you doing? And let's see here. I was hoping I'd see my wife. My wife's not here. She's gone.
Where'd she go?
I don't know. Hopefully she's back tomorrow.
We need a few more air tags, it sounds like.
Let me tell you what, we do need air tags. We do need air tags. As you can tell, the diva is gone. She's been let loose. Fire and Ice, how are you doing? All the way from Maui. All the way from Maui. I need to reply to Fire and Ice too, by the way.
I think our next live FNL should be in Maui.
Oh, yeah. That'd be awesome. Hey, speaking of that, big news tonight. Big news about the Dollywood February.
Whoa.
Boy, I'm way off. May 17th. We're doing the live Friday Night live show, right? And got the place reserved today. We are on the books officially there. Just got to, I don't know, just a few more back and forths. But anyway, we were able to talk to the owner and stuff and get everything all worked out. It's really, really gonna be awesome. It's gonna be great.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Oh yeah, they were very excited too. It's a great place. They've actually been there for 3 years, but they like keep remodeling. It's the place, I showed you. It's the I screw up the name all the time. Back Alley. It's Creekside Back Alley. That's what it is.
Okay.
So, but anyway, it's in Knoxville. We are going to be taking the inside just because it's like, you know what, we're not going to risk having it rain. They got the garage doors though open. It's all stuff. They got fire pits, TVs. Man, this place is rocking. It's really cool. And so we're going to be doing the deal. Oh, wait a second. I really didn't send out invites, I don't think. No, I did. Maybe. Is that today? Is that this one? I don't know. We'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm here. So Caitlin's here. So yes,
today's the 23rd.
So Miami, Texas Jen, Vegas Rick, they all came in, and this is the place we went and checked it out. Did the whole walk around, everything else. It was funny because they're still on winter hours, so they closed early when we went to go see them. It was raining anyway. It was really kind of miserable, but like it was a great opportunity to see like how you handle stuff in the rain. The food there is great. The bar's great. It's got a lot of space, man. It's got a lot of space. So it is going to be awesome. It's going to be lit. It is going to be on fire. So some point I need to do a Griff stream to help with that. And the
yes,
trying to get, you know what I want, Caitlin?
What?
I want one of those 360-degree cameras.
They make those?
Oh my gosh, yes, they do make those. Hang on, let's see. Man,
I'm clearly not up on my technology.
I didn't know this was a thing until I found out it was a thing, and it is. Let's see here. Did I say 3D or did I say 360?
You said 360.
Okay. Well, sometimes I say the wrong things. So, no. That's not it. Where is it still around? Oh boy, if I messed that up, that will be bad. Oh, no, that's in that. Okay.
Danielle said she'll be here soon.
Okay, awesome.
And Wendy said, "This is exciting. I booked my hotel and flights today."
Oh, it's absolutely awesome. Yeah, oh my gosh, dude. I talked to her the other day. We did the stream, and she is here. Okay, this isn't real, but this is how it works. Oh, that's crazy. Okay, hang on. I gotta find a real one. I'm trying to show you an example of what I'm talking about. And I'm not a professional, so I don't have anything prepared. Right?
That's okay.
What is this?
So it takes a video of a 360 of the surroundings, I'm assuming. How does that show up on a screen though? Is it like one big panoramic?
Yes. Hang on, just what I'm trying to show you is if I can pull this up. Why can't I find a good video of it? Well, I want one. Oh, good. National Geographic. I'm sure they won't copyright strike me at all. Is this?
We're going down. I'm yelling timber.
Why can't I do this? Well, that's not 360. That's dumb. Oh, there it is. Okay.
I'm
All right.
starting to think these aren't real.
Oh, trust me, these aren't birds. These are not birds. These are real. I'm going to pull this up right now. So if you haven't seen this, this is really cool. I mean, this is my idea. Okay. It's not my idea, but this is what I have an idea based off this. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to fast forward a little bit so you don't see any of that National Geographic stuff. Go ahead, hit that off there, hit that, and then we're going to hit this. Boom, boom, boom. Check this out. Okay, you see this?
Ooh.
Yeah, lions, right? Oh, we're at the lion park. But look what I can do. You see this?
Oh.
You can grab it and you can turn around. Oh, look, there's a lion right there. There's a lion. And then you keep on going. And it's like, oh, I skipped some. But anyway, yeah, so you can go all around. You have a 360-degree look. You can look up. You look down. While this is live.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? So let's see here. Like right. Okay, there's a lion somewhere right here. I'm supposed to find him. Oh, look, they're walking. You see that?
Okay, this is really cool. Also,
Oh, yeah, I keep messing that up.
Why are the lions not attacking it?
Because they're
lions are
lazy.
just big cats.
Oh, look like
at
that.
One.
Look.
That one is curious. It wants to know what's happening.
Right?
Oh,
hey,
it's
Chris
so pretty.
Mon, how are you doing?
Touch it.
I know. Look, where are you going? Where are you going, buddy? Oh, here's another one.
It's a baby.
There you go. Look, it's a little cubby. Oh, look, what's up here? Are there any birds? Nope, there's a lion. Sorry. So anyway.
It's so cute.
Well, it's only cute because of the camera. No. So anyway,
I'm absolutely distracted.
They have these cameras, and it was Legendary Racing. He has one. He hasn't played with it yet. But anyway, hey Aaron, Olivia, how are you doing? Lindsay, what's happening? Anyway, he was like telling me I started looking at these. I had looked at these things before. The company that makes them, they also make a great web camera, and I was thinking about using a web camera instead of my phone camera. It's just don't ask. My brain sucks. Why? And my hair looks like it's messed up on this side. It's really bothering me. I just got a haircut. And that's really gonna bother me. Anyway, sorry. Yes, it is adorable till it rips your face off.
I don't think it would. It looks sweet. Cuddly.
Yes, it is a cat. Yes, Lindsay. I can't scream though because my vocal cords don't go. I don't have that range. But anyway, so this camera. So okay, you know, like those selfie sticks. Why do I always talk with my hands like this? Like, how does that a selfie stick? That's just a stupid punch.
It's totally a selfie stick.
Okay, well, you got.
But you got to hold it up a little bit higher for the angle.
The angle to the dangle. There you go. Well, now it looks stupid. Yeah, selfie stick, right? So it is a magic selfie stick that disappears on film or like when you record it, so it doesn't show the selfie stick. And it just looks like you have this 360. So you're holding it out, right? And it can see you, and then you can do like a 360 view of everything. And what I'd like to do is when we're in Dollywood, is to do that and live stream it. Let's walk around from place to place. Now, I don't know how I'm going to get on a roller coaster with that, but I'll worry about that later. I'll put it in my pocket.
I feel like that might not be safe. Also, would you want a chance at breaking?
You got to think about that. But it'd be a neat piece of technology, I think, to have. If nothing else, so if we do Friday Night Live, put it in the middle of like out, so like everybody can like look around and like there's the audience, there's the show. It's really cool. It's a really cool deal.
I'm so excited.
I think it'll be awesome. But I don't know. It's that's I think they're $300. So that's That's like 2 tanks of gas. So, isn't that bad? Isn't that
It's
awful?
only funny because it's true.
Yeah, like I bought gas the other day and I stopped pumping because I was like, I can't put this much money into one thing at one time. And I was so mad at myself because I let myself get below half and I shouldn't.
Mm,
Then I don't have if I'm only $5, which is like a gallon. If I fill up every gallon, I'm only putting $5 in.
yeah.
250 or whatever it is.
I remember
Do
back
that.
in high school being able to like grab change from between the seat cushions and like fill up my gas tank and then just go drive around and do nothing and just waste the gas like it was free. That's not how today is. It
Okay,
makes me
so
sad.
I have a really bad I have a really sad story. Oh, dude, that's not fun, Levy. But I mean, it's probably a good idea, but it's not fun. Um, yes, Miami Spice. That'd be perfect for FNL Live. Um, so one point in my life, okay, so like I like to wear khakis, and like, but change always falls out of khakis. And so one time in my life, I don't know where I was, what happened. Like I forgot my wallet or something. I don't know, it's just broke maybe. I was just I didn't realize how broke I was. And I'm out of gas. Like I was out of gas. Um oh, hang on a second, let me try this. Oh, I hate it. I was trying to reply to an instant message and this was a pretty important one. And now I forgot what I was gonna say halfway through.
You were out of gas. Or did you forget what you were going to say in reply to the instant message?
Yeah, okay. I replied to the instant message. I feel good about that now. I think I do. I don't know. So, Joey Foster, how you doing? So yeah, I'm out of gas. I really was out of gas. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it home. And I pulled over. I think that's what it was. I go to the gas station and I get out and I reach in for my wallet, so I hit the credit card, the machine, and I have no credit card because I have no wallet. I'm like, oh boy, this sucks. So I started looking for change. And thankfully, change always fell out of my khakis. I found enough change in my car to pay. I spent like I think I got $7 worth out of quarters and stuff. You should have seen me go in there. I mean, the person looks at me going in with like I'm carrying like this, I'm like, I'm sorry, I was like, and then I start counting the change, and they're like, yeah, that's about $7 right there. Go ahead and put $7 in. And I was like, all right, thank you. And so I was like, oh, it was so embarrassing. It was many years ago. Now I make sure that I have actually I've hidden a $20 bill somewhere in my car. So I don't know where it is because I hid it, but it's cool
No,
stuff
I
like that.
wouldn't feel embarrassed by that at all. Like literally me and my friend Danny would search my entire car. We'd search our purses. We would pull all of the coins that we could, all of the single dollars that we had from like getting McDonald's for lunch. We'd gather it all up, take it into the gas station, say, here you go, fill up what we could, and then we would play what did we call it? Oh my gosh. We played a game where I would drive and she would say right or left at every stop sign we got to, and we would just get lost and then try to find our way out of the neighborhood we were in. And that's what we did on our off hours in high school.
Dude, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's how you find your way around town. That's a great picture of her, isn't it?
I think we got a super chat.
Am I back?
I think we got a super chat.
Wendy H, thank you so much. Donate to the 360 camera fund. If I had like something cool, you know, like I could be like, oh, I'm gonna take this thing like wherever. You know, that'd be oh, wait a second, you know what? If I had it in time, I could do well, I was gonna put physical labor on myself. Go because okay, like one of the things like there are people that are gonna be staying in Pigeon Forge, people that are gonna be staying in Sevierville, people that are gonna be staying in Knoxville, people are staying everywhere, right? That's awesome. And so I was like, you know, I'm trying to think of like different places and just like kind of name like where I would go type of deal. And one of the places is in the Smokies. You have what is called Laurel Falls, and it's a beautiful water park. Water park? What is wrong with me?
Waterfall?
Waterfall. Thank you. Yeah, waterfall. And it's paved. This, I mean, I'm like, how is this a hike? It's paved all the way up there.
Ooh. I
And you
like
get up
paved
to there,
hikes.
it's a beautiful waterfall, you know. We got a lot of tourists most of the time. But anyway, I'd be like, oh yeah, I could take that up there and do like, I mean, I couldn't do a live stream because in the mountains, they don't allow cell towers in there. Stupid park rangers. Anyway, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I was talking about anymore. I forgot all that. Just Dawn, how you doing? Jacob, what's up? Mind of Monsters, how are you? I read your thing not as seeking the light, but as sexing the light. And I was like, oh, well, that's cool. Rally, how you doing, bud? Have you ever met Rally, Caitlin?
I have seen him around in chats. I think we've been on one box stream together.
He's like one of the first people that came in here. I've always wanted him to come on. He's from England, and he's a huge like wrestling fan and stuff. Oh, I would love to get his take on Vince McMahon.
Ooh, the lawsuit.
Oh, solely. Have I had a stroke and nobody told me? Wendy H, I'm truly excited to see you. Yeah. Lawsuit. Oh yeah, I haven't seen anything more about Vince McMahon. Have you?
No, that went quiet pretty quick. It was like a big boom and then it just kind of went silent.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. I can't wait to see his response to the suit. Unless she just goes ahead and withdraws it because she gets paid off.
I would most likely assume that there's going to be some sort of quiet settlement.
Yeah, man, so weird.
Unless he like truly has a defense, then he'll want his story told. But if there's any truth to
Rossman, I cannot remember the rules right now. Caitlin may actually know. Caitlin, do you know how long you have to respond to a motion? And motion. I can't even think right, man. Everything I do is wrong. You know what isn't wrong though?
Hang on. I don't know if you can tell, but my side keeps quitting.
Gets a little sticky over here.
Let me see if I can figure something out.
Touchdown. Paper unbreaded.
Boo.
Danielle, how are you doing?
Hello, you guys. How are y'all?
I'm doing great. Hello. Hey, boo boo.
Oh, damn it.
What's going on, Caitlin?
Oh, I should have said anything.
I'm leaving. I'm so embarrassed.
Why?
You what?
She's embarrassed.
Aww.
We didn't see anything. Just boo boo. Maybe that's her husband's nickname.
Oh.
Danielle, what you been up to?
Oh, I just woke up not long ago. I had to take a nap.
Awesome.
I've been up since early. So yeah, I'm feeling a little bit more refreshed though. So
Alexis, how are you doing? Thank you so much for coming by. 907 Pike, Alaska. How you doing, buddy? Hang on, what's that? I seem a little off tonight. Well, it's the moon landing. Do you hear there's a moon landing?
A moon landing.
I don't know, man. My parents were trying to tell me something like that. I was like, okay.
Parents always think more is going on than we do. My dad.
Well, all they do is watch the news all day.
They watch the news all day. My dad gives me the report every morning. I'm just like, oh gosh, okay.
Like evidently something happened, I guess, like at University of Georgia, and like there's like I saw my parents on. They're like watching this, and this woman's like, they don't turn it down. You know, they don't turn the TV down. It's just cranked. No. It's cranked so loud you can't even understand. I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, okay, so I don't know what's happening at University of Georgia. That's cool. Whatever it is. And oh, look at this Yamaha biker. How you doing? Caitlin's finally embarrassed. That's what she gets for calling me a woman.
Oh, he's never gonna live that up.
Never gonna live that up. I love that. Yeah, Yamaha can never live up to being a woman.
Well, no.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm just
saying. No, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. He knows it. He was in the Marine Corps.
Where did Caitlin go? She got embarrassed? Caitlin.
No, sure. Her camera was freezing on her.
Oh, I thought my camera was freezing on me.
No, everybody's good. Everybody's good. Dennis Heaton, how you doing? A lady was killed at, oh God, they arrested someone today. Oh, Dennis, thank you. I had no idea. SpaceX launched a moon probe. I missed the rocket being sent up. We can see them from the backyard. You know what? Someone never tries to. I don't like the idea of a moon probe. That doesn't sound.
It doesn't sound good. Yeah.
It doesn't sound appeasing. Doesn't sound appeasing at all.
Well,
anyway,
they sent something up to the moon and then a bunch of cell towers went down. So I don't know what's going on, but the aliens didn't like it.
Apparently not.
You know, that happened last night. Speak of the devil and he will appear. Steve Gosney, how are you doing, sir? Steve, we were talking and then all of a sudden everything went blank. I'm like, oh man, what's going on? My internet went down and I'm like, okay, so my computer, my camera is my phone, right? So I immediately tried to switch the internet over to the cell phone and use it as like a hotspot. No, well, it won't do. Nothing will do. I take my phone off. I start going, you know, I'm like, okay, I'm using 5G, whatever, right? I'm tapping away. I'm like, internet down, whatever. It won't find it. Like it doesn't find anything on a search. The only thing that would work was Twitter texting. And I was like, you know, Steve, sorry, man, my internet went down. But anyway, it was so weird. It was the craziest thing. It was just out of the blue. For like 30 minutes later, I was able to get on and found out they said, oh yeah, everything's down in your area. Will be till 4 a.m. We'll let you know. I was like, oh, that's great because all the TVs are out and everything. I'm like, wonderful. This is fun. So, Michaela, am I saying it right? Michaela? Moo made it?
Michaela, that's my Moo.
Oh.
Aww.
That's my best friend.
Well, I'm glad I said the name right. I was being so careful. What was funny was I saw it looked like a white lion.
That's Jeezy, her cat.
Oh,
that's awesome. Okay, this is so wonderful, guys. This is so great. So I wasn't going to say a word because I'm sworn to secrecy. Steve Gosney says, did you like the new book?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, y'all. He is working on something that is awesome. Awesome. You know, I'm not a genius. What am I doing over there? I am not a genius by any means. I do not know very many things. But the way it was, I got to spend a little bit of time with him after the show and watch his mind work. And you guys know I love that. It's I've told both of you, like, I love you two so much because I see something special in both of you, and that's why I want you here, because you guys you're going to, when you find your voice the way you want it, you can go out there. You're gonna be like, one day you're like, yeah, I knew this stupid fat guy wore sunglasses, and he got me talking on the internet, and then it'll be awesome. It'll be awesome. And so, anyway, watching Steve work and the way he gets excited about it, I've never seen anybody like that. First of all, so it's one of the things that if you ever read like a self-help book or something like that, or one of those TED Talks or something, like, he has the energy that these people talk about. That was very exciting, first of all. But his book, oh, awesome. Yeah, there is no plot spoilers at all. His book is it's a fiction, okay? But it's based off of experience. So it has a true crime element to it. Like the whole like murder mystery type thing, all that stuff, right? But it's a romance novel.
Oh, I know what
Dude,
you're talking about.
I'm sitting here going, dude, I feel like my grandmother's. I never understood why my grandmother had these books with this big buff guy with long hair on the cover.
Yeah.
Until later
Fabio.
on. Yeah, and she had, every time I went to go see her, she had a different book. I mean, where did my little old grandmother go to get these books? Okay. Where is she going? What part of town is she in? And I'm like,
What is she
when I
doing?
got older, after she passed away, before I realized what those books were about. And I'm like, that woman made
Grandma.
lemon pound cake, not pound cake, lemon butt cake. My favorite cake of all time, lemon butt cake.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is so scandalous. I'm like, well, and then I saw a picture of her on her wedding day. I was like, oh, well, she was a fox.
But did
Yeah.
she ever listen to them on audiobook with you in the car?
No. I don't remember
I love butt cake.
I don't remember my grandmother listening to anything in the car, but man, she was okay. It's funny because like on Steve's stream last night, we we're talking about music, and I think it was Jan and Dean. Like, I love like 60s surfer music and car music, and it's like the little old lady from Pasadena. That's my grandmother. Like, she was, man, she got in that car, and I mean, I just, as a kid, everything's exciting, right? Acceleration's exciting, changing lanes quick's exciting, all that stuff. I was like, oh, this is so great. And then it's like, now I'm like, oh, gee, she was pulling out in front of people and she shouldn't have. She was cutting people off. She had no cares at all. And it was awesome. But anyway, yeah. So Steve's book, like my grandmother, she would love it. And I'm telling you guys right now, he, first of all, the number of words he's already written in like a week. He's got like 28,000 words.
No, he put in the chat, he's up to 35,000.
Oh, I missed that one. Thank you. 35,000, that's 6,000 more words. So let's see, what was it? Let's see, I'm trying to think in college, how many words did you have to turn a paper in? Was it 1,000 or 500? It was whatever the middle was. That was me.
My last paper was based on pages, not words. Had to have 15 pages of double spaced.
Oh, double space. That's only 7.5 pages. So
yeah, it wasn't too bad.
That's good. But anyway, I'd like to see how fast his fingers move on a keyboard. I couldn't type that fast. I couldn't type 6,000 more words from last night to today. But he is so full of, this book is his energy. Like, he has a fantasy book he's working on. And I after like listening to him, like, this is my stupid observation. His fantasy book and stuff like that is something that's a goal oriented book. Like he wants to do this. It's a passion of his. But this book idea, I don't know where it came from. I don't know why it just started happening so quick. But this one is it's the spark, that sets off the flame. And Steve is just nailing it. I'm telling you guys, it's he starts explaining some of the details to make sure like I was following along. I mean, it's so sad. It's so sad. He had to explain it to me.
Oh, he said he's been working on it all day.
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. So he was let's see here. So he explained it to me. So there are certain things of psychology that you don't know unless you are a well-seasoned defense attorney like he is. So he sees, and he's also a prosecutor too. So he's seen both sides. But he really, because defense, like a public defender's office, that's when you can't afford to get, a defense, and which, I mean, who can? I hate to say it, who can? He's, I don't know how to explain it. When he was talking, I could feel his compassion. And that's what was really amazing. His compassion for the people that he represents. And because again, his stories they're fiction, but it's based off of his experiences. And then he shoots over like 7 different ideas and he says, "Oh yeah, hey, have you ever heard this?" And he pulls up something and he shows me like a news article from a couple of years ago. I was like, "Oh no, I didn't know that happened. This is so amazing." But anyway, he's got all of this in there. He does trial talk in there. That would be perfect for anybody who follows trial stuff, right? Like, because it's going to be, you learn a lot from it. It is the best way I could say it. But then he's got this romance part in there. I'm looking at Steve. I'm going, man, I'm talking to you about rock and roll and stuff, dude. And and you're doing a romance novel. Holy cow, dude, that's talent. And I'm really impressed. I really am. And of course I'm very excited because it was a very humbling experience for me because I've never seen somebody with that much talent and explain their talent to me. I really love that. So yeah.
And you said it too with the compassion. When you can see somebody or when you're talking about the compassion, that he has for people and the passion in itself for his work, his art, his craft. And you're able to appreciate that, then the experience for yourself is just so much more,
Yeah, it's I don't know how to. I don't know. I was worried about saying anything because it is, I told him I wouldn't say anything, but it's also I wanted to share with everybody the experience I had because it was so amazing. And I don't know. I can't wait. It was a great, I don't know. It was cool. It was cool. Speaking of Rabbit, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. I go from Steve Ghazi to Wiggles.
I know.
I just now realized that there's still a show. It's still a show. Yeah, that there are no plots anyway. Are we speaking in Solioque?
Soliloquy.
Oh, what's that?
I don't know what it means. I just know how to say it.
Oh. I don't know, but we got these Georgia people here. I love it. Y'all aren't going to love me very much come fall, but I love you guys the rest of the time.
Aw.
An act of speaking one's thoughts aloud when by oneself or regardless of any hearers, especially by a character in a play.
So Sir Uga came in and has laid down the most high education word that's ever been uttered in a chat here. That's awesome. That's awesome. Anyway, sorry. So yeah, Danielle, I know you're you and Steve have been friends for a long time. Care to jump in?
About Steve? I can talk Steve Cosby all day long. No, he's incredible. Like, there's always something to learn from Steve. Like, every time he streams or anytime I hear anything from him, I never stop being inspired. I just love the man. He is who, he is what he is, and he's genuine, he's passionate. And I think that's what drew me to him overall, was his passion, and his humbleness overall. He's got a very humble spirit, and that is a rare thing, especially nowadays. So, yeah, you can learn a lot from Steve, and I'm lucky to have him. He's my mentor. I asked him to be my mentor, a while ago. I knew there's a lot I could learn from him just by listening and just by watching, and the example that he sets is it's just amazing. And he's one of a kind for sure. But yeah, he's been doing these streams with writing what is it, like the smut novels or the smut novel. And I think that's
is it really smutty?
It's smutty. Steve, if you're listening, it's smutty.
Oh,
I didn't say a word, Steve.
Not the good Catholic boy, Steve.
Yeah, but like he says, it comes from him being, he's not naive to these things. It's stuff that women, more than anything, would like to hear about, and he wants a woman's opinion on it. And I would volunteer to read it, and see, he just said it. It is, I admit it. It's smutty, but it's good. And it's not what you expect from Steve. So it makes it even more interesting because of that. So
I'm so excited. I can't wait for this
book
to
go
come
back
out.
And watch his stream from the past week, and you'll see when he's writing his novels. And how fast can you read, Danielle? Not fast, Steve. You might not want to let me read it. You might not want to let me sample it. I'm not a fast reader.
Yeah, smutty is a
if I'm reading fast, I'm not paying attention. To be honest.
That's why I can't remember. Well, maybe that's why I can't remember jokes. Never mind. No, but yeah, smutty is that's an interesting word that I was not gonna use.
I'm surprised I even remembered it. I haven't
I'm so glad you did.
No, I wanted to ask if like romance meant like smutty.
Yes. Yes. But yeah, it's just it's
go back
cool.
and watch Thursday's stream, Caitlin. You'll see what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna have to now. I'm so excited.
Maybe if you read fast, you can do you can sample it for him. Because it's like you said, it's for the ladies.
Oh my!
It is John Grisham. Did you read it? It is John Grisham meets 50 Shades of Grey.
I did read all of the 50 Shades of Grey books.
Caitlin.
Oh man.
Oh, guys, I feel like I need my glasses, but it's raining outside. I don't want to go get them. This would be the perfect night to wear my glasses too. Anyways, I know that's off subject.
Secretly, I have a headache and that light is bright, so I got my sunglasses last second.
Thank you. Yes, it is. It's the light stuff, man. It kills you. But yes, yes, Steve
Oh
John
my
Grissom.
gosh.
What?
Pull up his comment.
Oh. I haven't seen anybody uh, like this. I haven't seen Caitlin like this. A heavy bondage submission theme runs through the love story.
I'm turning red. It's warm in here.
I know. I'm feeling the same.
I'm gonna have to watch 50 Shades of Grey, aren't I?
Ooh, I don't know.
No, don't watch it. Read the book. Or listen to the audiobook.
Oh,
It's
that's
like less than half the work.
but the movie's only 2 hours, right?
Yeah, but she's a terrible actress and he's kind of annoying.
That's Don Johnson's kid, isn't it?
I agree, Caitlin.
Well, she's a terrible actress, and who's annoying?
The guy that what's his name?
Gray.
What's his real name? Dorian something?
Well, any dude named Dorian is very sad.
I mean, it's pretty bad. I used to write smut for work. I think that's just the what you were supposed to write when you were taking, accounts of
life. I'm gonna do that, lady. That sounds like a great idea. Wait, book is way better than movie. Hey, do we need to have a book club here? Is this what you guys are telling me? That like, you want me to read 50 Shades of Grey, and we'll do a review on it. We'll do like.
So I think what would be funnier is if you put headphones in and listen to like selections from the book and react live on camera.
Hold on, I need to hold on. So you want me to read on camera?
No, I want you to listen to just bits and pieces of it, not the whole book. Just take the audiobook. We'll find the sections that you need. That way you don't have to read it. But I want you to listen to it, and I want you to react live on camera.
Well, how do I do this? I want to do that, but like I don't know how to find like sections of it. We gotta figure this one out. That'd be awesome. I love live reactions.
Help you with this.
I love live reactions because it's how I do everything. I don't read the stories before I do them. I don't think ahead before I jump.
I just think seeing your face turn bright red would be amazing.
Is it spelled Gray Gray E-Y? G-R-E-Y or G-R-A-Y? How do you guys spell gray?
E.
Is it an E?
Mm-hmm.
That's the color, right? Gray?
I think they're interchangeable, but I like to use the E. And the E is what the books have.
Okay. I like the color gray. Gray and orange. I like them together. So, anyway. Oh, here we go. It is G-R-E-Y. And then we got followed with G-R-A-Y. When it's spelled out, though, now, it's hard to see the R in that.
Okay, Farrell, I'm going to need you to drop a suggestion then.
Oh, the White Rabbit needs to be in on the reaction video. I don't know. I don't know if I want to see her reaction. I don't know if I want to see her reaction. Orange is awesome. Hold on, wait. Never read smut or romance?
I'm assuming she's never read smut or romance.
Oh, is that what that word is?
I don't think she's telling us not to. I think she's saying that she just hasn't.
What are the dinosaur smut books?
I have no idea. I think he's making that up.
So, Levy, that's, I said that to Steve. I was like, it kind of reminds me of the Orange is the New Black. Like, because it is a very legal system involved book. But of course, you've got 23 hours in a cell and an hour outside. So did I lose everybody? Did I just lose the internet?
No, you're still there.
Oh,
Hello? I hear.
You're with us. We can see
you're
you.
with us. Expert is
I
so
don't hear
funny.
anything.
Oh no.
I hear chirps.
Birds
no.
aren't real.
Okay, now I can hear you. I heard birds aren't real.
Yeah.
That was weird. What? Holy cow. This isn't. Oh, you guys, I'm going to pull this up.
Wait,
Probably shouldn't.
expert.
Yes.
Check private chat.
All right, hang on. Oh, I almost hit in stream.
Don't do that.
You know what? I do. Wait, hold on. Wrong thing. How do I do this? What am I looking for right now?
Add to stream.
Yay. We got him on.
You know, all those nice comments and talking. I'm like, how can I not come on with that? You know,
Yeah.
I've been working all day on this book. Yeah, I did say it's just the lightning bolt has struck. I'm telling you, this book is unbelievable. It's my first novel, is what it's going to be. 40,000 words, and it's going to be a novel. And I got to tell you, the ladies have inspired this book. And I got to say, maybe at my old age, and my study of the female creature has resulted in my finally having a breakthrough understanding. Maybe we'll see. We'll see if I can titillate you. We'll see if I can fully understand, crack your minds open, and fully understand what's going on, because I think I get it. And we'll see. This will be a test. This book will be a test of whether you're thinking, is this a complete male dominance fantasy, or is it a female submission fantasy? That's the question. I don't know, but you're gonna think differently about me. And I mean, I hope that you won't lose respect, huh? What? Did you say, Danielle?
No, I just thought, Steve. Caitlin's she's gonna catch up with your last stream where you were writing, so she's gonna be informed a little bit.
Well, the thing that it is fiction. This is one thing. It is fiction. It's inspired by true events, right? But
which parts?
Well, there's a lot of truth in the book. There's a lot of it, but it's just and I'll tell you, my son has helped me, and this is sort of ridiculous, but he is a foil for me. And Danielle knows she's got a great son. One thing that I'm really impressed, and we were talking about it. Who was I? Maybe I was talking, because I read the book for like 3 hours to the expert, and I'm so excited to tell him about it. And so he's just sitting there going, okay. And I'm thinking, oh, this guy, I'm boring him to death. But the more, he's such a nice guy. This guy, he's so genuine, and just kind of he's just so appreciative and complimentary, and that just fuels me. That's like putting gasoline on the fire. So the more he does that, the more I'm rolling and so we was rolling, and we went to 3 o'clock, and I'm like, well, he didn't hear the ending.
Oh yeah, that was, oh dude, yeah, that was it sucked so bad because it started raining harder out here, and I was like, okay, I'm sitting here, and then all of a sudden, it was a catastrophic. I thought the power went out. Everything went black. And I was like, what's going on? And my phone, it was horrible. I was so embarrassed too. I was like, oh well. Steve's gonna be like, well, this guy lives in Tennessee. He's in a trailer park. Somebody came by and hooked up his trailer and just dragged him away. And
well, the thing, my son was telling me, because they're sick, they don't want to listen to me talk about it, because I'm obsessive. Could you imagine being around me all the time? I mean, it's like I wear people out, right? So they're like, okay, yeah, Dad, sure. But I need the help. I need the reflection. I need somebody to listen to me. I need some feedback because I'm in my own
Yeah,
little
bounce
world
back.
here, right? And so he's like, my son is a very different person. I'm very analytical and mechanical, and everything's machine-like. And and he's like, well, you're just describing what happens and what they do. You're not describing who they are. You're not describing the character and the people. And I'm like, he's right about that. So I'm like, tell me, well, what do you mean? Tell me. And so he's adding all these details that are just so killer. He's like, well, like we were talking, well, the character, if you go and watch the earlier stream where I write about the thug, and it's like the guy who's he's the drug dealer, and he's got his woman, and they're in the hotel room, and she's in the shower, and she's the hooker, right? And she's his like lung lover, and she gets a call and from one of her Johns, and he's jealous, and he's like he's very possessive, and he wants to put her in his place, right? So this is sort of, there's a whole scene about the way he's very vulgar, right? And he's like, well, and I have this image in my mind of the guy that's got the hat this way, and he's like, those guys haven't existed for like a decade. And I'm like, okay, well, what are they like now? And he's describing it. I'm like, okay, well, what kind of car does he drive? And he's like, and it was so funny. He was so specific. I loved it because it's in the story. I said, oh, that's wonderful. He says he's driving a green Honda Civic that's modded out with a big spoiler on it.
Oh. This sounds like my first car.
Yeah, and he's got a grill in his teeth, so he talks like this, And he deals codeine, right? So he's a pill pusher, but he also has codeine, which I guess, so he's given me all these like tropes, which is so wonderful. Then he tells me like what music is he listening to, because I had some music that was, he'll never listen to that. So he's given me this rap that like the kid is like so just terrible. It was just wonderful. So I'm putting all these details in. It's like he's a liar. He's got other girlfriends, because I had him like that's his girlfriend, right? But he's like, no, he doesn't have one girlfriend. He's got a whole stable, right? He's lying to him. He's got him on the side. He's playing him, right? So it was just great. So and because of that, I took that and incorporated the main two characters in the book that I didn't really have fleshed out. Mainly the lead female character, which I want the women to identify with. But it's like, but they're saying, well, why do they care about this person? And I'm like, well, I don't know. And so I thought about it, and then it's like, it just exploded. This thing has just been exploding. And so I just wrote the whole theme, the whole backstory of this character, and incorporated into the story. And she has these flashbacks about why. And when you get done with it, you're going to really empathize with her situation. You ladies, I know you ladies. Because you would normally be very jealous of a beautiful young blonde, right? But let me tell you,
everybody's jealous of Danielle.
When you read about this girl, and what she's lived through and her experience, you're gonna like relate. You're gonna fight for her. You're gonna like understand her. I'm just predicting. We'll see. Maybe everybody's gonna drum me out of the internet, and I'm gonna get so much like, what is it, Kiwi Farms blowback.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I'll tell you what, you're gonna have to read the book. People, y'all gonna have to buy this book. You're gonna have to read it to figure out which character reminds you the most of. MG Law here. How you doing, bud?
There he is.
Hey, what's going on?
MG.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going, man. Listen, Steve, last night, dude, that was on fire, and I'm pushing his book, man. He gave me a little taste of it. He's like the dealer in the book. He's like, here, would you like a sample? And now I'm hooked.
A little bit more.
Now I'm hooked.
That's what I want.
I'm so excited. I cannot wait to read this.
What I'm going to do as soon as I've ordered the cover art from my artist Gronk, but I'm not sure if that's the right cover art. I really want like a Harlequin romance cliche novel. I want something that will reflect the content of the book. But I'm going to give my buddy Gronk a crack at it, because he's really a good artist, and he did the Summer Friend. But if it's not sexy enough, if it's not dramatic enough, if it's not great, then I'm going to go and I'm going to hire somebody. I'm going to go look and find it. But what?
Sorry.
Forgot that you
The
were
Sir
talking
Ugo
about
was like,
the
"Is Steve still on?" I forgot he was here when Caitlin took off her sunglasses.
Yes, Caitlin has a beautiful face.
Yeah, she really does.
I think it's Sir Uga.
Yes, look at
You
that.
said Sir Uga or Uga. Sir Uga.
I'm blushing
Okay.
so bad. I'm bright red.
Why? Well, anyways, what was I don't know. I'm just talking. See, the problem is you bring me on the stream and it's like I dominate. See, this is the thing. There's a little dominance and submission. See, I'm a dominant kind of guy, and I want to grasp. I want to control. There's like the hero in this case.
Enjoying this.
The other character, the main character, is the hero appellate lawyer. Of course.
All right. Yes.
Yes. So, and you're going to learn all about the hero appellate lawyer and why he is what he is. You're going to love it. It's going to be great.
It really is cool. And I'm not making it up when Steve was like, "Okay, look, have you seen this or have you heard of this?" And I'm like, "No, I haven't heard of it." And he brings up real like news stories and clips and shows me. I'm like, "Oh wow!" Like I don't know. It's almost like this needs a like an index just so you can go and find all this outside information for yourself, because there's so many. Steve has such a vast knowledge and such great experience that you can go down all these different trails and see these cases and stuff that you didn't know ever existed. Because I think this whole like watching trial thing, at least for me, I know like court TV has always been around, right? And I know I can never figure out why people just want to watch this, like, like what's going on. But on YouTube, people really do enjoy it. But there's also different trials of interest. And I'm really amazed with how much people like this part of the real world,
Right.
But
Well, in fact,
it's great.
one of the things, the central part of the book is going to be a death penalty trial front to back. You're going to, the case centers, you're going to hear the beginning, the setup, the crime, the investigation, the pretrial motion practice, the trial, the sentencing, the death row. You're gonna this core, that is the arc of this book. So you will live.
Caitlin's very interested.
I'm so excited.
It's a crime novel, and I'm telling you, you don't this book I've written. This is the draft. This is only like, this is 28,000 words, but I've been writing all day, so I'm at 35,000 words because I put in these other things, and it's going to be over 40,000. A novel is 40,000 words, so at this point, I'm going to make it a novel. So it's really it's as quick as I can possibly go because my artist can't keep up. So I'm trying to get the art done, and once the art gets done, then I'm going to put it up on my website. It's going to be a hardback pre-order only. So I'm telling you, this could be 50 Shades of Grey. I'm so excited. It's so much better. I tried to read 50 Shades of Grey and it sucks. Okay,
Yeah.
This is going to be.
How am I supposed to read that?
Oh, it's so
told you
poorly
have to
written.
listen to it.
It's terrible. But it's a
over all the
literary
talking
work. But why not get your smut and learn something? You get done with it, you're going to know.
Get your smut from Steve.
Yeah, get your smut from me, and you're going to learn something. You will be titillated and entertained. You'll learn. You'll have, enlightened. There's all of this. I'm just so, I don't even know. It just came. Well, I'll tell you. You know who's inspired it? This guy. I was in Vice's chat. I was just in, like I like to lurk in the chats, and I was over in the Vice squad, and this guy David. What was his name? David. Put him in here. David from the Vice squad. He's in there. And he's like, Gosney, you're doing all these, because I'm also working on a book called Death Penalty Designs, which is a training manual for capital appellate attorneys, right? Which is not fun. And so I'm doing that. And then he's like, oh, Gosney, you should do a book called Death Penalty Desires, right? And I thought that was so funny. And I'm like, oh, that's hilarious. And so then he's like, yeah, and I was like, yeah, the hero appellate attorney who's going to come in there and see, he's got the chest and the thing and the woman swooning, and I'm like, oh, that's great. It's like, and it just like it just exploded, and I've just in a week it's blasted out into the world. So anyway, I'm sorry, I'm You can see I'm excited.
Steve, I do want to stop you for a second because I know Caitlin she is amazed by you. I don't, maybe that's not the right way to say
Yeah.
it, but she has told me that
Yeah.
when she, like a long time ago for her channel, she asked if I thought you would ever let her interview you.
Oh,
And
yeah,
she
sure.
has recently gotten a job with a law firm that
And a
she
high
absolutely
rise.
loves. I know I'm sitting here going, oh, I feel so bad for you, Caitlin. But
Why?
anyway,
Why do you feel bad for Caitlin?
oh, I'm just giving her a hard time. But Caitlin, here's Steve right now. What do you want to ask you?
Well, he has
Ginger's
already
his favorite
answered all
band.
the questions.
Oh, no, you
Because
have
my
really
first
begun.
question was going to be like, what do you want your art for the cover to look like? And you answered that. So,
well, I have an image. Okay, here's the image that I have in my mind. It's a, again, this is the it's a professional, like a very high end, like Ralph Lauren suit with a brown bare chest, maybe like, with a little musculature there. Just this part right here, right?
Yeah.
And the jacket is open, and you can see the chest and maybe the top of the abs, and lifted here. The hands will lift up, and there'll be orange jumpsuit here, and there's feminine hands lifting up like this. So that's
nice.
And it's called, and I've changed the title a little bit based on some recommendations by the expert, actually. And there's a title and there's a chapter in the book. It's called Death Penalty Desires, Passion, Lust, and Murder.
Ooh, I like it.
Yes. And so that's kind of my vision, but I'm not really super attached to the thing. I mean, like, I'm not super attached to that cover, but that's what I visualize. I can see the cover in my head, but it's going to take an art. I'm not that kind of artist. So it's going to take their rendering. And there's a lot of people that are more visually creative than me, but I have a very high standard of visual art. And I really want, in fact, I will tell you that, we'll see Danielle's got the ideas and answers. She, that's her birthday stream gift. Show him the thing about the poster back there. She's the only one that has one of those.
Yes, I had to have it, and Steve held on to it for me and gave it to me.
Yes, and but see, that had my clip art on it. That was my first edition, first book of ideas and answers. But I think the covers have been getting better and better, and I keep wanting to raise the bar. I mean, I really want I want to do my best. I mean, that's always in all things. I want to do my best, and you should do that too. That's if anything else that I say, whatever talents I have, I want to do the best with those talents. And that's all you can do. You might have little talents, you might have big talents, you might have specialized talents, but whatever those talents are, take them and give them to the world. Give them to the best of your ability. And that's all you can do. Oh, look, he's got the Summer Friend back there. Summer Friend is going to be nothing compared to this novel. This novel is going to
Summer Friend is so good, though.
I got to say, of all my books, I'm a little, it was my first attempt at something that was somewhat fictionalized. And it was, when I look at it now, I'm a little, it's a little fictionalized. It's a mini guitar.
That book was so necessary, though.
It was. It broke through a lot of barriers, and I love the cover. I think the cover is one of the best. Grock did the cover there. Isn't that good? Anyways, well, Caitlin, tell me about. So when you just send me an email, I'll be happy to come on. I give everybody at least one interview. That's the thing. I love talking with people, getting to know them, and every once in a while I get honored by somebody like Danielle, who is I really admire as a mom and as a person, as somebody who's a giver. And I always tell Danielle is that people vastly underestimate the value of kindness and compassion in others. It's so easily overlooked. It's so much, these people have these egomaniac personalities, and they don't realize that the people that make the world meaningful are somebody like Danielle, who gives so much, and her son, what she's done for her son, and who she tries to be, and what she strives for. And so, when somebody asks you to be their mentor, that's a gift to me, and Danielle gave me that gift, and I'm indebted. So she's one of my favorite people out here. So, and I wish she'd talk more, because she comes on here and she's so quiet and happy. She's like, this is the thing. She's very compassionate, but she's got a lot to give. She's got a lot to say.
Sure.
That's so funny. We tell her that all of the time.
Talk, Danielle. I told them.
I like she answers that with sure. Oh.
I was like, maybe you need to have a few more drinks to be more entertaining, but I'm like, well, no. I don't know.
What would it take? It's Friday night.
Yeah.
There you go. Dan, what's funny is it's even Danielle says, oh, there we go. Look at that.
Coloring book.
Oh yeah, you read that for your kids, right? Oh no, it's the coloring book. That's right.
Oh, look, he actually colored it.
My daughter did that.
Aww.
That's
I think that's the one I sent to you, Steve.
Thank you.
That's the picture that I sent to you. Yeah, my daughter was like, you have to send it to the puppy dog man.
I'm going to tell you, Steve, I did just recently read that book to my kiddo, and I was caught off guard when I had to choke back tears multiple times throughout the book. And I was like, this is supposed to be a cute little kid's book, and I'm crying.
Well, and it is, I mean, it's not, you try to do your best. Like I've got my difficult dog is also done. That's going to take funding and art. But the children's book, it takes it, a good Disney movie, a good cartoon animated Disney movie, or any animated Disney movie operates at multiple levels. So the kid relates and the kid understands, but then the parent can sit there and watch the same thing and enjoy it and get something out of it. It's not like kid. And so it has to operate on both those levels. So I've got a few more ideas for children's books, but the inspiration hasn't come, like the connection between the little children's story and the grander meaning hasn't connected. So they're out there, and they just the bolt of. I'm sure the thing is when God gets me the power to get through one of the projects I have in front of me, there will be inspiration. I know the muse will be there, but you can't throttle the muse. You can't grab her around the throat and say, "Give it to me." You have to let it come to you.
That's a quote in the new smut book.
Yeah, it is. Well, you don't know. There's a lot of Gosney in this book. I'm telling you, and you ladies. I don't know. It's actually quite. See, the thing is, the problem, the careful. I'm like, you're going to look at this, you're going to think, this is all me. This is all what I'm thinking. Okay, and I'm a little concerned about that because, like, I'm not a drug dealer. The fact that I'm describing him and telling, like, he's talking and saying, like, the hose and all. I mean, that's not me, right? I'm just observing. I'm creating this character, so I'm very concerned that my people that I very much respect, like a Danielle here, are going to look at it and somehow think, "Oh my God, what is he thinking?" And it's like it's not. It's a fictional novel. It's a novel, right? So. Especially because I'm so out there, I'm so open, and I say what I think, But I'm happy to answer questions. What's that?
I said we'll have an open mind.
Open
mind.
It's
exciting anyway,
Yeah, I'm so excited.
It's something new. Like when you were going over this the other day, I was like, this is fun. This is different. This is new. This is beyond what you do. Like, and it's different.
Yeah.
And that's what made it so fun. And then you shared with us where you're at, which makes it even more special. Well, so it's exciting, and you're doing it for the ladies. So
I am doing it for the ladies. Well, Branca comes on and talks, and I hope he's going to tune in here. I'm going to talk smack about my buddy Andrew.
Awesome.
And he's like, he loves to come and he talks. He is the expert on self-defense. But he'll come on these streams and he starts talking about the ladies. What's that?
I'm little E expert. So my name's all lowercase.
Well, and he
like me.
What?
It's like Danielle. Sorry. We're just joking around.
Yeah.
See, I put my name all lowercase how she does her name.
Well, there's a Texas Danielle that's over in what is it, Vice Squad, I think.
Yeah, there's a big D Danielle and a little D
she's the
Danielle.
big D. Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
why I go by little D.
I do have an autobiography written, but that will be released upon my death to my children, not to anybody else. Okay.
Yeah.
But my one child, my grandchildren, hopefully, pray. No, but what was I saying? I don't know. Oh, Branca. Yeah, so Branca, he talks sometimes about the ladies. And there's a lot of wisdom there. He loves his children, he loves his daughters, and he wants the world to be good. And we know there's a lot of brokenness between men and women in this world. And Danielle, you've got a son. I'm sure you're concerned about the world that he's entering into and what kind of we all are, right?
Oh, sure. Don't you feel bad for the first girl that Danielle's son brings home?
Mm-hmm.
No,
I really do. Can you imagine? She comes in, meets Danielle, and here's beautiful Danielle, and she's like, "What are your plans with my boy?"
Yeah. What is your intention? What do you want?
No.
Who are you? No.
Sitting there cleaning her revolver.
I think yeah.
Do what, MG?
Cleaning your revolver, got your shotgun out on the table.
No.
Yeah, Zach, you're wrong. You're gonna see. But anyways, let's see I don't know, what was I saying? Oh, so but the thing is, like, he keeps saying that women are irrational, men are rational, and women are irrational. That's kind of one of the things that he says sometimes, and I just don't agree. Okay, and I will say I don't agree with that at all. And I will say that women have a different perspective. They have a different life arc, a different set of interests, a different set of values, a different set of choices and instincts. And if you understand those things, the choices that are made are rational within that context. Now, from a male perspective, it's not rational, but men have a different set of interests and values and instincts. And so they have a different, now, there may be predilection, but I mean, I think there's a lot of, the woman who, there's a really good streamer, and the expert, I think we talked about that guy, the woman, what was it called? No Leather Life or something like that. She's a streamer. She's got about 100,000 subscribers. She's from New York City, and she's a real honest, straight talking woman who talks about things that excite women and how they're coming at it. And she makes that point, and I agree with that. I think that there's it's just a difference in perspective. And I don't think that I think men are clueless. I think they have big old blind spots and they don't understand.
It gets me, Steve, and I'm sure you know better than anybody. But if you watch like a guy gets, I say a guy gets arrested, but if it's like a domestic or something like that, it seems like the guy will always try to buddy up to the cops and be like, man, you know how women are. She's out here, she's doing this, and she's just trying to get my attention, or she's trying, she's out there. We just broke up and she's already out there dancing with my best friend. It does that whole, and then it always ends up with, you know what I mean, man? That I'm just, I work hard. I'm just trying to to me, that is the most irrational thing. Like, guys have a real hard time with relationships, I think. Not all guys, but some guys do.
I will deconstruct it and prepare and say that humanity is fundamentally irrational.
Yeah.
And so, to ascribe to one sex or the other a set of irrational things. I mean, fundamentally, the world is incomprehensible to humanity. And so what we do is we then construct within our minds our view of the world based on our instincts and our predilections and our desires and our emotions and our beliefs. And that set may be consistent within itself, but ultimately it is within yourself, and we're incapable of really comprehending and rationalizing the world. So the question then becomes, are you rational within your own worldview and set? And that's what I'd say, that men have their little ball of internal contradictions, and women have theirs. And so it's just, I don't know. I'm just making that point that I don't necessarily agree with that. And I would say that there's one, you know what? I don't want to read stuff. Can I read you a paragraph?
Certainly.
Okay,
Go for it, man. Go for it.
And this was, and now there are things in here. See, this is the problem. I'm sorry. I come on your stream and I dominate the streams, but see, I'm a dominant
you know what,
kind of guy.
Dude. I'm so happy you're here. You are, dude. I dig you, man. Like we became friends the first time we met, and I love that.
Well, you're such a welcoming individual, though. You're a very accepting, kind person. But so let me give you the little setup for this paragraph. All right.
Miami Spice is saying, yes, please read a chapter.
All right. Well, this is I wrote this today, and part of it, like I'm trying to flesh out the two main characters. It's Amanda Smallwood, who's the female lead, and the male lead, the superstar appellate attorney. Strong, dark, and handsome, and rich, and single. Okay, and he is his name is Rodney Spinnaker, or Rod Spinnaker, and he becomes Rod Spinnaker, super lawyer, right? So this is now he starts out and he's Rodney. Okay, he's Rodney, and he's just weak old Rodney. Now, I will tell you, there's a lot of autobiography in Rodney because, I mean, for a lot of reasons, but there's also some fiction. But Rodney, how did he get into be this? And why is he single? Why is he this hot, good-looking guy who's like got all this money and everything? And why isn't he captured, right? I mean, obviously, that's a big thing that wants that alpha male guy. So how did he get from there to here? So he starts out and he's this nerdy kid and he has all these childhood experiences. And so I'm explaining how he develops. And it's some of this is autobiography, some of it's not, but I put it together as sort of growing up. So he's reflecting back how he got from here to there. And this little story is from college. Now, I will tell you, this is a real story from my experience in college. All right. And sort of coming from Rodney, the kid that's beat up and who has these humiliating experiences and is wounded by women and hurt by women. And then he is bookish and he's nerdy. And then he starts going to college and he starts growing and being more successful. It's a man's journey of being wounded and then trying to exercise his way out of it. Right. So he goes to college and he's still Rodney, the outsider, the guy that is not liked by the ladies. And he meets a girl named Elle, E-L-L-E. True story. All right. This is me in college. Right. And so I'm going to read you this. So this is nerdy college Rodney, always poring over books, escaping the wound. Social lines were clearly drawn. Rodney Spinnaker looked on from the outside, but Elle smiled. Most women fail to comprehend the power of an approving look, he thought. The Tri Delta sorority sisters gathered in their designated common dining area. Rodney needed to know what made the girl tick. What was it they wanted that he could not understand? He picked up his food tray and sat next down to Elle and her friend Dolly. Rodney knew he was way out of his league, and so did Elle. Most girls would take his approach as an insult, rapidly and publicly humiliating their low-status suitor. To be approached by someone so low, well, that signaled low status to the top-end men. The other girl looked through him, but Elle showed kindness. "Hello, my name is Elle, and you are?" Elle softly inquired. "Rodney Spinnaker, pleased to meet you." You're the smart one, right? I've seen you in the library." Rodney's guard relaxed, not thinking someone of her station noticed some minute detail in one such as him. "Yeah, I guess so." Elle soon became a regular companion at lunchtime. Rodney never pressed their relationship further, content to value Elle's face time to educate himself on what made such a what such a prize would expect, and what simple female kindness provided. A lamp to show the way, a flower placed on his breast.
ladies.
Oh, Steve.
Sorry. True story.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Anyways, what do you think? I'm sorry. See, this affects
I'm not
me.
gonna say anything. I'm on a stream, man. I can't have okay, so like before this started, I think I told Caitlin, I was like, yeah, like I talked to Steve for like ever. I was like, his new book's coming out, like, oh, it's I can't talk about it. It's just great. I was like, and I hate to say it, I was stuck there listening to it. I was like, you know, I became like my grandma. It's so sad.
It was
Anyway,
wonderful.
I'm getting ready to open up some peeps, y'all.
Well,
You know that?
the thing is
Yeah,
that
if I disappear for a second,
it's
'cause
funny
the
because
sugar
this
rush.
person, because Elle is still my friend on Facebook, and I will say she was like the most beautiful girl in college, and she was way above me. I mean, she was like superstar, beautiful, smart, had it all. And in fact, I mean, I've followed her career. I mean, I've seen her kind of from afar and what she's done. But I will never forget how kind she was. And it's like, and I knew that, I never approached her. But I did. I would talk with her and I'd be around her. Maybe I'd be considered an orbiter, if you'd say, But I wanted to, I just appreciated her. I mean, obviously she was a beautiful woman, and I wanted to kind of hear, and she was so friendly and so welcoming, and she just had an open heart. And a lot of women, and maybe women don't even realize this, but when they're approached by some low status man, they'll strike them. I mean, they will attack them, and they're insulted, and it's like they've got to strike hard because that's a threat to her status and her ability to access the high status man, right? So they've got to put him in his place and never see him. But I will tell you, that type of attack can destroy a man, right? And this is the thing, and I've been there, and a lot of men have been there. But this girl who was like had it all. I mean, she had it. She wasn't threatened. She wasn't threatened. She wasn't threatened by the approach. She was kind. She gave that light, that compassion. And, and it was just, and I will just never forget her for that. I mean, and she like, I don't know. It's sort of a moment that maybe then speaks more to the man, but I think there's a lesson in it for women too, that is there somewhere, but it's developing the lead character. She never married, actually. She never married.
There you go, Libby.
Yeah, but she's still beautiful. And it's funny because she knows how to pose. She's like a model, and she knows how to pose. So every picture, she's got a certain angle. It's amazing, Even
what's she doing next?
Well, she actually went to work for the NHL. She worked for the
Lightning, or
no, she's like the public face of like the NHL, and then she worked for Royal Albert Hall. She's very in the front of and now she's out in Anaheim in California. She's very, she's a very top-notch woman, and she's smart and skilled and beautiful, and she's kind of at the pinnacle of a lot of things. But yeah, no, I'm sure she doesn't even remember me. I mean, it's like, well, she's a Facebook friend, but I mean, I wasn't a big deal to her, and ultimately, it was just a person passing through my life. But I always admired who she was and what she did, and how she approached that. I mean, I thought that was such a kindness. I don't know. I just appreciated that. And of course, later on, Rod Spinnaker, super lawyer, right? He's starting to bill his time, and his time is money. And then he reflects back about, see, his time is money. Now he's old and smart. He's got this power. But her face time was valuable too. And the time that she gave him had a lot of value. And the attention, a woman's attention is of great value. I don't know.
My wife isn't here.
Neither is mine.
Talk about attention, great value.
That's not either.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we're both single, then, aren't we?
I mean, I dominate these things. This is the problem. See, I am a dominant kind of guy. It's bad.
Dude, okay, first of all, you're my guest, and I like to have guests that are you're here to talk. You're here because the focus it should be on you. I don't like to have a guest come in and it'd be about me. I mean, right? That's
Yeah,
horrible.
but you're the
So
expert.
don't think you're dominating. Trust me. This is very enjoyable. And what else is great about it is that we have a different topic than what we normally do, which I don't know what we really ever talk about. We just hang out and have a good time, and then send everybody over to their merry ways.
I'll put you. I'll put in the private chat. I will put you L's LinkedIn thing. you can take a look if you're curious.
I am.
Everybody's clicking in there.
Well, now I got to join LinkedIn. So,
do you have LinkedIn?
No. Are you kidding me? You don't?
Yeah, I mean, look at
for autonomous YouTubers.
What?
They don't. Autonomous YouTubers don't need LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I'm scared to click on anything because I might not get back to where
I love Caitlin. Caitlin and Danielle. I'm sorry. I love that. Well, I heard that. I was sorry.
I click on it, I'll lose this whole stream. Like what I'm doing.
Yeah. So Caitlin, she's my age, so she's in her late 50s.
And
She
never
looks
got remarried.
fantastic.
Married.
Yeah. What's that, Danielle?
You said, and she never married. That sounds like something probably like me. Like I'll never marry.
Never married. Well, I mean, life takes it. And
hopefully be successful.
Well, success is one of those things. It's like, I mean, I think that surrendering to where life takes you it may not be your fate. And sometimes that's the hard reality that people have to swallow and accept. And that's a hard fate.
I'm totally good with it.
Danielle, I love it. So Caitlin,
so the Royal Albert Hall, that is in London. That's what I was thinking. So she's lived in London. She's beautiful though. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Who's that guy in the background of the
That's Roger
LinkedIn?
Daltrey. Roger Daltrey from the lead singer for The Who.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, she's like always posting stuff, these people that she hangs with. I mean, she's at a very elite level. But it's funny, I'd be interested someday, like, oh, I heard you're talking about it. She'll probably text me, like, you're talking to me on the expert stream. That'd be funny. But and she doesn't even know this story. She doesn't know this story. It's like, you ever see the movie what is it, City Slickers?
Oh, I love City Slickers. So underrated. Great
movie. And there's a scene in that movie that I just think is perfect. And that's with Jack Palance. There's a couple scenes with Jack Palance. And one of them was, he talks about the woman he sees up on the hill, and the wind blows, and and he sees it's like the image of perfection. And then he's like, oh, that's great. Why didn't you go? Did you go say hi to her or whatever? And he's like, no, I turned away, walked away. Right. And he says, well, why did you do that? It's like, why didn't you go? It's like, well, that was my choice. Right. I mean, I think that was a very profound little insight there. Anyway, sorry, I'm done.
Oh, no, it is. It's true.
I really you're going to be careful.
I thought you were going to go. Then he do like the secret of life is. You have
this is the secret of life.
Yes.
You know what that is? That's for you to find out. Which is great. We all have our own path. I can't tell you what your path is. It's for you to discover. And sometimes your path is hard. I know people that are so, they want something. I got to have this. And women, you guys deal with this probably too. Like, I want you, control, power. I need this, right? I need to control you. But that's a possessive thing. That's not really a loving thing. That's a possessive thing. Mm-hmm. And men want to make that deal. In fact, there's another thing in the book. It's early on in the book, and I put it in there. It's psychological. Is that a young man especially, but men want to make a deal with women. And that deal is that they want to say, I will let you enter into paradise, right? I will give you the heavens and earth. In fact, it's from She, the book She, which is right here. but you can't question me. Don't question me. You just follow me. All right. Now to the man, he's making his more powerful. He's gathering his assets. You're an object to be within his stable of power, right? But that is not a promise that a woman can make or should make. And a mature man should not ask of it of a woman, because it's a woman's nature to press for growth and for change and for advancement. Her job is to question him. Her job is to push him.
Well, a good woman makes him the man.
But it's also a matter of her being a good woman, knows when to push for growth and when to fan the flames of the hearth and the fire. It's a balance, right? Mm-hmm. But some women you'll see that are always like, they want to rip and tear down and destroy, right? And use the knife. But that's not productive either. But there's a nature woman that she's required to push the relationship forward. It's push, go forward, or lay fallow. A man, he'll just sit with a beer and his potato chips and his football game, and he's got the wife. Hey, everything's great. Well, she's going to look at it and say, no, it's not. And she's right. Her job is to keep that flame alive, keep the children moving forward, keeping the house moving forward, keeping everything growing. The guy will just say, okay, now I got all my stuff, I'm going to sit here now. But there's a balance, because on the other hand, if things are going great and he's succeeding and he's producing and he's providing, the supportive side comes in, right? So it's a call. It's a very difficult judgment. It's a position it's a feminine position to be in. So, but that's like Amanda, who's my lead character here, her marriage to her husband who gets, she makes that deal. She makes that deal with him because, and it's like, well, why she gets wrapped up. And in fact, the purpose of the reason she leaves, again, that a lot of women will understand. Like I said, I think I know you guys, and we'll see how much it resonates. But she marries Butch Smallwood because she wants to escape from her mother. So he's offering an escape, and his deal is, you come into my house, you just don't question me. And you're going to have a nice Porsche, you're going to have a nice house, you're going to have everything you want, and you get free from your mom, and that's the deal. But don't question me. And she takes the deal. And a lot of women do take that deal. And a lot of men make that deal. But I'm telling you, as a man, as a mature man, or somebody that has something to say and has read She, it's really Robert Johnson and Carl Jung. That is not a healthy relationship. That is not a deal. It's a constraint, and it's an enslavement, and it enslaves the man and the woman. So anyways, this is the kind of little thing I put in. I do need to reach out to another audience. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I'm so excited to read this whole book. Yeah. There's so many different facets and points of interest that you've brought up. I mean, I'm trying to figure out how it all plays together with just a little bit of information you've told me, and I'm so interested. I'm super excited.
Well, it's so integrated. It's a trial. It's a journey, right? Now, I will tell you though, there's a dominance and submission theme that runs throughout. All right, and I don't know, and that's not necessarily, but see, like the 50 Shades of Grey. Because again, there's a female desire for the strength of the man to sweep them off the feet, right? To command. They don't want to take the lead. And this is something I've learned late in life. My wife taught me, or I should learn after studying my wife and learning that. And it's okay with me because actually I'm much happier. But I'm like, okay, here's the typical situation when we were first, going out and dating and we were first married. I'm like, where do you want to go to dinner, honey?
Well, I don't care.
It's up to you. It's up to you, right? And it's this whole thing, and like, okay, well, I don't know. And then she's not happy. And so, but then I found out that it's like she wants me to make that decision, and I want to make the decision, right? But I'm like, but this is that typical.
You don't want to make the wrong decision.
Yeah, whatever. Well, she can criticize it later. That's okay. But ultimately, she wants me to make the call, and then she'll judge it later, right? Okay, fine. I'll get rejected. I was a failure, but do better next time. But she wants me to kind of make the plans and to plan the trip and to do these things and take it and not have to worry about it. And she hands that off to me and I'm going to run with it. And I like that. I want to do that. But before, when I was younger and not confident and I want to please the woman, right? Then I'm like, well, what do you want? I want to I'm sort of passive, right? But that's not attractive. The woman doesn't really want that. At least most women. Some women do. We're all different, but I'm just throwing out a little observation. But I'm putting it in the book.
What did Danielle and Caitlin think? Do you think about what Steve just said?
I personally agree with that. Like, I would much rather have my husband come to me and say, here's where we're going to dinner tonight. What do you think? Versus what do you want to eat for dinner tonight? Like, I don't like making decisions to begin with. I would rather listen to options and then maybe weed out one or two and then you can make the final decision. But having somebody say, well, this is what we're doing. This is where we're going. This is what I've picked out. And this is how you should dress. I mean, okay. Yes, sir. There's definitely a time and place for all of that.
Yeah, I like that too. No, okay. I like that too. Not like Steve was saying, there's one thing to control the situation. And when you're insecure, just do whatever pleases the person. But then there's no balance. So when you can establish a good balance and a good foundation with your partner, it just goes a long way. I don't know what point I was going to make, but, have the man, say, okay, this is where we're going to eat tonight. Just like what Caitlin was saying, yeah, I'm totally good with that. Yeah, let's go. Let's do that. And I was told one time, if somebody ever asks you, what do you feel like doing tonight? If you're going on a date and you say, I don't know, whatever you want to do. That's the worst thing in the world to say, to take initiative. So I don't know. It's been forever since I've dated. So.
Oh,
well, which is okay.
Yeah, this is I don't know. I'm just trying to take what I've learned, and I'm been around. I've been observing.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to do the best I can. Like I said, all I can do is do my best. And but the evolution of the main female character is from a very submissive person who is extremely feminine, but also very submissive and not confident and very differential, to going through this experience and coming out at being comfortable with herself, that she not only is that, but she enjoys being the submissive person. She enjoys being the dominant, enjoys being dominated, right? But yet comfortable with herself and comfortable enough with herself that she also knows when to stand up for herself. So there's what she wants. She knows what she wants, which is that, but also that she also knows that she has choice and she has a certain, a certain license or coin to spend, and that is hers. It is her freedom. And through this experience, there's going to be an arc of that growth, so that, going from being buffered by, because there's a difference between being buffeted by life and, just surrendering to life and not having control and being in a vortex of turmoil, and saying, I like to be dominated. I like to be submissive. I like this, but yet I am also my own person and I know what I like, and I'm going to seek it and ask for it. So that's kind of the arc of the female character.
Nice.
Okay. So I know a little bit about the female character of this book and how passive she is. That's the word. I want to focus on.
Mm-hmm.
Would a woman, is she passive enough that if she came home from, I don't know, wherever, and her husband had painted the bedroom a color she doesn't like, and didn't tell her he was going to paint the bedroom, would a passive woman be okay with that?
I'm going to let the ladies answer that one. I want to hear what they had to say about it.
A passive woman, probably.
I don't know a passive woman that passive.
I know. I got to say, I'm surrounded by strong women, and I like strong men. So I just, in all putting my cards on the table, my mom is a very strong woman, and my wife is a very strong woman. So, but that's different though. But see, this is the thing, and this is kind of the point I'm making is that you can be a strong, independent, modern, assertive woman, right? But also enjoy domination, enjoy taking the backseat and right. I mean, those are not necessarily in conflict. But the confidence to accept that part of you is strength.
And I think that's where you'll see it a lot in like real life, is the women who are stronger and have more of an aggressive personality type, the type A, the go-getter, when they're out like that in the real world, when they come home and they kind of get behind closed doors is when they want to release that and not feel so I have to be in control all the time. Have a little bit of that, let go and put the control on somebody else and have them take control of this situation. And I think that is a real thing that you see in the real world, is these strong women will often take a back seat in their home lives. And I specifically mean in like the intimate part of their lives, where they will allow the man to be a little bit more domineering.
Well, and it's not, and the thing is I'm not right. It's a character study. It's a character study. It's not like this is the way to be or what anybody wants or who they should be it's not that. It's a character study of this psychological phenomenon and this feminine and masculine dynamic. So it's not like I'm saying this is the way you need to be, woman, right? I mean, I'm not saying that at all, but it's a character exploration. And in fact, I'd say that there are people there's so much like experience in my criminal practice that is in this book because the women, I mean, I'd say, how am I going to say it? I got to like there's certain things I can and can't say. I've seen, and part of the inspiration of it came from a case I had, the most painful case of my career that the trial is modeled off of, I will say, where the central character in my trial was extremely passive. And it ended up in a false conviction. It was a coerced false confession case. And her passivity resulted in her conviction. And it was absolutely a brutal case. And an expert, he went through it. I mean, you won't even believe some of the stuff. The stuff, everything I'm putting in here is going to be true. I mean, in that it happened, and you won't even believe it. You'll say no way. And actually, I put in the Zachariah Anderson bit too, which is like the confession to the jailhouse confession or the dream. I wrote that in there today too, right? And if you wrote that, people would say that's stupid. That would never happen, right?
Yeah, I can't believe that was allowed.
Yeah, but so if I put it in a book, people are going to say, "Oh, that's fiction." It's not. And everything in this book will be based on reality. And the thing is, seeing a client run herself right into prison because of her absolute passivity and submission was very traumatic for me. So part of this is inspired by that. Now I'm making that person into a hero, or I should say there's a heroic character explanation where she accepts, and it's a little different story, but the core of that is true, that it's passivity doesn't result in necessarily, oh, I will always be not guilty. If I'm passive, the system will protect me. Trust the system, right? That's kind of the passive view that, okay, I'm going to stay out of trouble. The people that are aggressive, those are the ones that are going to get in trouble. They're going to cause problems. I'm just going to stay in the background and hide and be fearful and cower. and I'll be protected by my anonymity. And that strategy can fail also.
Sorry, I just saw this comment from Texas Jen. You can always play pretend. I think she's read the Gray books.
Mhm.
Who?
I bet.
Texas Jen, where she's put right here. I got distracted right at the end of your comment. I started to laugh a little bit. I can always play pretend.
Well, and there is a pretend. I mean, there's a fantasy world here too, right? And obviously, I'm going to want you ladies to read it, and I want to take you on this fantasy trip of, it's a female fantasy. And this woman I talked about, which was the life leather, no leather life woman. She said, and I bet there's a lot of in this. I'm studying her and listening to what she's saying to reflect it back, to write around her theory. And her theory that the main opera that operates within the feminine mind, that gets them excited, that ultimately results in maximum pleasure for the female mind, is the fantasy of the alpha male in love. So the top male, the powerful, dominant male, who selects her and is carried away by her feminine powers and falls in love and is lost his control for her and her alone.
Well, that sounds like me and my wife.
What?
That sounds like me and my wife.
Well, what do you think, ladies? I mean, I'm just talking. I don't know. Is this true or wrong?
She smiled.
I mean, like, thinking about when you're younger, and I'm like late teens, early 20s, and you're thinking about who you would end up wanting, who you want to end up with. You would get this vision in your head, like the alpha male, the strong guy, and that's always, I don't know how to put this into words. I lost it. I don't know. Give me a second.
We're here. It's okay.
What is an alpha male?
There's nothing to lose. Might as well be honest in our discussions, right? Just
okay, so like in all the princess stories and Disney, high school romance stories, it's always the girl falls in love with the captain of the football team, the quarterback, the jock, all the princes that the princesses fall in love with are very broad-shouldered, big chest, Prince Charming, Prince Eric, they are all, Prince Eric goes out onto a ship and then crashes in the ocean and has to be saved by the little mermaid, but they're always that strong guy. So you grow up with these figures of who you're supposed to fall for when you watch these movies, when you read these stories, when you go through that. So like the Cinderella story with Hilary Duff and Chad Michael Murray, I think that's what came to mind first when you're talking about like falling in love with the alpha male, because he's the high school quarterback. He's the good looking guy. He's the strong presence. And then he finally tells his dad off and says, "Dad, I'm going to do what I want." And you're like, "Yeah, go you." I got lucky. I did marry the strong, silent type. So I got my fantasy.
Wendy H. there, you've just reminded, you've given me, I listen. Another thing is you should pay attention to what people are saying. And I'm listening to what you're saying. And I value that. And I want to incorporate. So you've just made a very good suggestion for my male lead. And I have not incorporated this theme, and I need to put it in there. And that is his relationship to his family, how he treats his mother, his father, his children, or if he doesn't have children, but the people around him. And this is because I've got this. I already have his story laid out, but I need to add this element because, again, I want to play to the female fantasy. I want to give you what you want, right? And so the Wendy H has a very good point. So I'm going to have Rod.
Wendy H is great.
I like how you said, like, the man that you put it somewhere like this, like the man that's in control but can lose lose control, but can lose himself for that woman.
But the one it's got to be specific though. Yeah, not just all women.
Yeah,
it's
no.
You.
That woman, his woman.
You, the what? Like
that would
whatever.
be like
all the other women. This is the top guy, and for some reason, he falls in love.
Yeah.
With you.
And see, this is taking it from somebody that's a single woman, like something that I would, if I were to look for somebody, that would be ideal. Like somebody that's in control, that knows who he is. But for you, he has that weakness, but it's still in control. He's not,
Yeah, he's taken the lead and he's powerful.
He's taken the lead. But for you, he can be soft. For you, he can be vulnerable. For you, he can be just, that's so romantic.
Yeah, see, there it is. Well, and in fact, so this is again this woman. I was watching some of her videos, and it was so inspiring to me, and I thought she was making a lot of sense. She was being very honest, and it made sense, resonated with me. I'm like, yes, I think she's saying the truth. And one of the things that she said was now I lost it. See, now we're all losing our train of thoughts. Oh, is that there's a whole industry of books trying to explain to us men what women want. Right? I mean, like, so we have all the male fantasies are like, they got the one button push, right? But it's a lot more complex, but it's framed in this, there's a whole industry that is feeding these primal instinctual female mythology that drives them. So anyways, we'll see how successful I guess. This is just, I'm just been writing. I'm just been pounding. I mean, just cranking it, man. I did 6,000 words today. So it's just a matter of,
yeah.
And it, like I said, and the thing is when you write it, then you're like, there's something missing here. Yeah. And like, just like Wendy H said, I've got to put in there, and I've got a little yellow sticky, which I work on, right? I got to put in there that the relationship of the lead character. Now, okay, let me ask you this. I've got two wonderful ladies. Oh, she left.
Well, hold on, Steve, real quick. Yeah. I was noticing here in the chat, like going on when you talked about Wendy H, what she said. So like, look, like Aaron, Olivia, I have to know that they think I am better than I think I am. And then Texas Jen, women love a strong man. Mm-hmm. And then we go over here, Pernelia, fantasy is important, but I am not attracted to the alpha. And
this is interesting because there's now you say that, all right, and here's another thing that men
here in Scarlet News, I like the nerds.
Okay. Oh, you're gonna love my lead character then, because he starts out. Remember, he's the nerd, right? He's Rodney. He's the bookworm. Right. He's going and sitting at the table, and he's low on the totem pole, right? Mm-hmm. So, but then he grows in power, which is a man's, men get rejected. Women don't quite understand the man path. I think they don't understand the rejection, the hurt, the wounding, the journey of destruction that is their childhood and their growth. And the fact that they climb this mountain and they're aiming for one peak. Whereas women have a different arc of life. And so he's, men kind of grow like this, and then all of a sudden, now they've got all these opportunities, and the tables turn around, and now they're on the top, and everybody's after them. But that doesn't occur until they've gone through wounding experience after wounding experience and rejection after rejection.
That's a good one. Not sure. Putting the man in romantic.
Not sure about that.
I like what Wendy H said again, too. I'm highly attracted to the nerds who own their nerdiness. Absolutely.
Well, one thing I did is I added, there's another little twist. I added so much today. It's like I'm just exploding with ideas.
This is great.
Let's see, I've got all these things I need to write. See, I write them and then I get them done. Let me see, because the note and then it drives things. I'm sorry. So, okay, ladies, now that you're both here. So our lead character, right? He goes from nerd to intelligence to superstar lawyer. But Wendy H makes the point about a man, and that she values somebody who values her family. Well, how should it be his father or his mother? Do you want your man, like this guy, does he show this, or is it his parent? I think it's got, because he doesn't have kids and he doesn't have a wife. So it's got to be parent. And between now, does he have a father figure that he cares for and honors and respects as he grows and honors, or does he have a strong mother or does he have two parents?
So I like the idea of because you always look at how a man treats his mom, and that should be a signifier of how he will treat women. But what you don't want to do is go overboard with it to where, because a problem that I see in often is that oftentimes once you are in a relationship with a guy and he does value his mother so highly, he can take his mother's side on something. Like there's a whole show on TV about men who are mama's boys who won't get married because their mom say, no, don't get married to her. She's not worth your time. So like you don't want to go overboard on the mom train, because the woman never wants to be second best to the mom.
Well, and a woman can destroy a man. I remember we had a guy, a child, a son, smothered them. There was a smothering mother meme, and we had a friend whose mother was very protective and protected her son, and basically smothered him and kept him a child, and she enslaved him. Basically said, "You're going to take care of me. You're going to be my son." And he lived into his 60s. He was in his 60s, lived a bachelor's life until his 60s. And took care of his mother as a good son until she passed away. And when she passed away, he sold everything. He did an auctioned his house, auctioned all the contents, got engaged, got married to this woman, and they moved up to up to Hilton Head, South Carolina, and spent all their money drinking and whoring and fornicating. And it was quite a, but I mean, that guy, he was kept under her thumb so much that he lost his life, really.
Yeah.
Well, and you worry about like the Norman Bates effect, where the mother is all consuming, right? And it gets creepy with the mom. So I like the idea of the mom. There's a line, a fine line. We don't want to.
What if he has his mother is a successful woman, but what he does is they have an agreement. Once he goes off and he gets his successful career, he has lunch with her every Thursday, and they maintain that. That's her thing. And then until she gets old, and then as she gets older, his wealth he uses to put her up in a beautiful assisted living until they pass away, and she passes away with holding her hand, and that's when he loses. There's a point at which this character breaks away from this appellate lawyer, right? I will tell you, when he descends. Well, first of all, when he gets super rich, and then he descends into sexual depravity. Let's say, Gosney never had that experience.
Don't connect the mother's death to him becoming sexually depraved.
No, but the thing is that
that's right.
Well, have you ever heard "tie your mother down," or what is it? There's like "kill your mama." You ever heard that? What was it? The "gotta kill you." That's from Soundgarden, because there's a meme there in that you almost have to bury your parents in order to truly be free. So until as long as your parents survive, there is still a lingering. Like, I went to lunch with my mama yesterday. This is what I'm doing. and and I was telling her.
I like that you're now. It feels like you're asking permission.
No, but I told her, I said, I really don't know if I want you reading this book, Mom.
No,
You know?
no.
And she's like, no, I'm reading the book. So the thing is so do I have enough courage to stand up and put this book out and have my mom read this smut? I mean, there's some, believe me, there's some domination. There's certain like I told, I gotta say, I don't know what's Ricada been doing. I haven't heard from him. He hasn't returned my damn calls. But I want to make him an offer. I'll put a Baldo in this story for $1,000.
No, don't do it.
No.
Yes.
I know exactly where it would go, and not that.
Oh, we do know exactly where it goes.
We know where it goes.
We know where it goes.
Yeah, we know.
But I don't know. It probably won't happen. But the point is, like, do I want Mama reading this stuff? Like, you wrote this, and you don't know my mom. She's a strong woman. She's like, you will not write this. Oh my gosh. But in order to truly be free, it's like creative muse is rolling. Do I defer to Mama? Do I deep sex the book because of what she might think?
No.
I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
No. You lit the chat up.
What?
There
which
are
one?
worse
the Baldo?
things. I think there are so many worse things that you could do in life to make your mom like not be proud of you, that this isn't on a radar. Like this is a creative endeavor.
Okay, a chat. All right, can I explain? I'm going to explain. I'll give it a little more context to understand where it's coming from. All right. And it goes. This also goes with female fantasy and female dominant submission type things. Is that okay? Is that she is submissive, right? She marries Butch, and Butch is this guy that allows her to escape. But in Butch, he wants to be dominated. He wants to be submissive. Okay. She's submissive and he's submissive. So they drift apart because he wants her to dominate him. And she doesn't have any interest in that at all. She wants to be the dominant one. So he starts collecting these toys and these things, right? And they collect under the bed. And he asks her to do that. But she's repulsed. And she's like, the image is that she doesn't want to see her strong man to be kneeling and groveling at her. That takes away from her security. That undermines it doesn't, the fantasy is destroyed. So she rejects that, and he goes away and never comes back, right? He doesn't ask her again, but these toys are all under the bed. That's his fantasy, but it's also hers, right? But my observation, and I think, especially young ladies, women don't really, especially a young girl doesn't generally want to be a dominatrix. That's a very rare person. They don't want to see their man to be in a submissive position. It undermines her security, and that's the thing. Even if believe me, I am not. I'm definitely dominant in the schema of the arc of things. But there are men that want that, and I think that women see that as weak. And so like this is where they separate. So the thing is, the Baldo would end up in the collection under the bed of things that she is rejecting. So it's not like it would be but that's part of the let's see like you're laughing. What are you laughing about?
We're talking about Baldos, and all of a sudden you said Baldo ends up under the bed, and I'm like, I went down and I see Caitlin. They're cracking up.
I think a mention of the Baldo is okay, but what it will do is it will allow for a bit of levity, because we'll all read it and go, that's the Baldo we all know and love.
Oh, MG Law's in there too. Do you know that?
What? What?
That was the perfect timing.
No.
Oh my God.
Yeah. You're in here.
Oh God.
Yes. because Expert's got it. There's a chapter named after it. There's a chapter called The Expert. But MG Law, you are, and I don't know. I've got to see how this gets incorporated. But there's a whole during the trial. Of course, it's the trial because she becomes a real cause celebrity because this is a very interesting murder case because she's the sex toy killer. Okay, and so it blows up. It blows up on the internet, and all of the internet YouTube people start covering the channel. Yeah. People like MG Law. So there's a
awesome.
Oh, did you like that? Yeah, great. Yeah, oh, this is like my fantasies. Like, oh, there's a big case, and so I put all like Vices is covering it, and all these guys. So there's a collection of people that I associate with that I'm naming in the book just because I'm going to put them in. It's my book. I can do what I want. So so MG's one of them.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
This is another good one by Wendy. I think sex can be a great equalizer of power when done correctly. That's really, boy, whoever thought that it was a deep topic?
See, did you expect this stream expert when you started up? Did you expect it to go this direction?
No, man. That's what I love. This is what's great about Friday night, man. It's like, because it is. I told you it is sitting at the bar. Our friends come in, we're hanging out, we do all this stuff. And like, I didn't expect you to come in here. Guys, I honestly did. I said, Steve, I got to have you on Friday Night Live sometime. But I was like, thinking like that's gonna be down the road so I can promote it and stuff like that. He just shows up, and this is what I love. This is what I love. I love people hanging out in the chat, and we don't see Steve that often. It's and this book is very exciting.
Hopefully, Steve will be around tomorrow night.
I'm writing all weekend.
Okay.
I'm writing. Awesome. In fact, I was a little tired. I could have kept writing, but I was a little tired. So I said, I'm going to come on. I heard Expert, and he's talking, singing saying nice things. And I saw Danielle on here. Oh, and I got a special request, Caitlin. So what I want to do is I want to come on your show, and it's you, me, and Danielle, just us three.
Okay.
Oh,
MG, we're just going to yeet ourselves.
We're just going to stream snipe.
You can stream snipe, but because the thing is that I want to hear more from Danielle. I got to get her out of her shell. This is one of my goals. Whoop. Yes, there we go. We got to get her out of her shell.
No, I know. I don't know why I get so quiet like you've met me in real life, Steve. I'm very talkative and stuff.
I know.
And I get on stream and I just like, and really I'm just listening and like taking it all in, And then sometimes I don't know what to add, but like with our conversation tonight, this has been, I've had more to say. But yeah, I need to come out of my shell, like you said.
You do. You've got to.
I don't realize how quiet I am until people tell me, like, you're really quiet on stream.
Oh,
we tell her all the time.
She's wonderful, and this is what Laura. There's a lot of internal dialogue during the courtroom processes too. So during the trial, I'm going to try to express what the different lawyers are thinking and how they're expressing themselves, and you're going to hear all about. Oh, another thing. Well, come back. Come on, Expert. Stop this. It's ridiculous.
There you go, and MG too.
See, I want to go on. Caitlin, you said you wanted to do an interview or something, right?
I would love to. That would be absolutely amazing. I actually haven't been on my channel in a while. I'm finishing up school. I just started a new job, so I was taking a back seat to YouTube and just kind of hanging out on FNL. But if you want to be my first guest back, that would be fantastic.
Can you tell what state are you in? Can you ask?
I'm in Alabama.
Okay, yeah, excellent, beautiful state.
But born and raised in Florida.
Really? What part?
Yep. I was born on Eglin Air Force Base, so Fort Walton Beach, and then grew up in Sarasota.
MG's.
The only thing is she's in Alabama, but she is an Alabama fan, so we can't hold that against her.
Oh yeah.
My prison guard is a Gator fan, right? My warden.
Oh yes,
yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Oh, I was in there going, yeah, I have no problem hating this guy.
Go Gator. Go Gator.
Go Gators, right? So funny. I'm surrounded by gators. They're gonna hate me after this book. This is another thing. My whole job and all my employees, all the secretaries over in the Daytona office are passing around the summer friend. So they're like,
Aw.
yeah. So they're like, oh, we love the summer friend. We love the summer friend. See, I'm a little concerned. I gotta say, this book. This is my first novel. I'm writing nonfiction. This is fiction, folks. It's not a very. I don't know. Letting this little fictional balloon fly. It's like, I don't know. There's the guy that wrote it. I can't believe he said that.
What have you thought about using a pen name?
I thought about it.
I mean, because here's the thing. So if you use a pen name, you can still say, "Hey, this is what I'm doing." Everybody around here, I mean, you get a couple thousand views. Those people are the people that your audience for your other books are going to buy, right? But then if, let's say, you hit the New York Times top seller type thing, and you have a pen name, then nobody's going to. I mean, nobody's going to really think of Steve Gosney.
I get it. I mean, I like all that, but the problem is that it sort of rubs against me in my core of my foundation, because I'm generally an honest guy, and I just say what I think, and I am who I am, and you love me or hate me, and it's just, there it is. Yeah. It's like, so it's like, okay, I'm standing, I'm just, I'm comfortable with what I got, but how it affects other people is not within my control. And I don't want to hurt people. I don't want people to, I don't know.
Yeah.
They're going to be giving serious side eye.
They'll be wondering which character is them in the office.
Actually, I pen named one of my lead characters, the lead character's secretary is sort of connected to one of my assistants, my assistants who's the one that's passing the book around, who's my buddy, who's awesome. And I call her Awesomeness, because that's what she is. She's awesome. She's an awesome assistant. And so I always salute my awesomeness. And she's thanked in some of my books. Michelle is my assistant. And she's just, I've always been blessed by great people around me, great assistants. And
wonderful.
So I put their names in there, like all this stuff. There's like just modified just enough. The only true name that's really in there, though, is Judge Wolf. And that's the one. I looked it up, and you can't libel the dead. So he's going to be my judge, because let me tell you. I was going to tell you this. So here's more. This is, oh gosh, I can't wait to get this book out so I can let you read it and it's done, right? But Judge Wolf, my nemesis, the worst judge I've ever been.
I was about to say, I thought you didn't like him. Yeah, go ahead.
Worst judge ever.
That just counts.
And he tortured me, gave me PTSD, literally, based on a 4-day court trial that's reflected in this. And people don't understand what I went through in that case. They really don't. Nobody. There's no way I can explain it. It's kind of like I can't explain it to you what that case was about and how hard it was. I will say every day of that case, the entire office was lined up in the back of the courtroom, waiting for me to be held in contempt of court, so that they could wait with me at the Putnam County Jail, so they could, while they filed a emergency cert petition with the 5th DCA to get me out of jail. That's every day was like that. Every day they thought I was going to jail, and because of the dynamics of this case. And there were. Go ahead.
I love it. Lefty comes in and doesn't say a word and uses the member highlight to comment to put out an eggplant. And then Wendy is like, "Oh, the eggplant's here." Oh, Tia says, "Look, I've been a member for 3 months. Here's 2 eggplants."
What is that?
I love it. Lefty leaves. Then Wendy hits up 2 eggplants, been a member for 6 months.
What is explain that?
The eggplant?
Oh,
Caitlin or Danielle, why don't you want to be all explain?
It resembles
resembles a male.
it's a phallic object.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Is there more?
I asked one of the girls to explain that.
Just,
MG jumped in.
Was I right? Though it represents a.
Lefty does that. He likes the eggplant. emoji.
Yeah, but I think that it's funny because as soon as Lefty did that, then like Wendy
And then he
noticed
left.
it, and Tia jumps in.
Yeah. Miami Spice.
There she is. Miami Spice is in there. Of
She
course,
likes
our
5
new
eggplants.
DJ Jazzy Jeff does it. Look at this; it's become an
Next
eggplant thing,
pineapple.
and I think that is a
It's not upside
reflection of
down.
you have a very captivated female audience right now, Steve, and I think that's really cool. And
Well, I'm
see,
I had it
everybody's
on my-
loving
I
it.
love
So.
I love. Let's go. Brandon's here. You know what? Let's go.
Yeah.
I sent you an email. I'm a little. I was read the email because he's a good guy. You know, Let's Go. Brandon helped me get me Brucey the One-Eyed Wonder Dog done, and I'm very happy with that so much. See, this is the thing: is this book going to impact my children's knowledge? Like, I'm not buying that guy's books because you know these are all part of the same creation.
Okay, but each and every single one of your books is so different. You've got
that's
death
really
penalty
what to say.
debates. You have ideas and answers in law. You have prepare and Brucey and all of them are so different.
They're all different
that you can't take one and be like, oh, I wouldn't give the other ones a shot. Like that.
Yeah, one just doesn't define you. Exactly.
Right.
Okay. Oh, well, here's the plan for release, though. I think did I tell you this, expert? I don't know if I said it online or if I just told you offline, but so I'm ready to go right now. I'm ready to pre-sell it.
Oh wow!
But
because I asked about that,
I know where I am. I know it'll be done within a month, right? And so,
wow,
a month lead time. Oh, it's almost. It'll probably be done the end of this weekend. But I mean, and the way I write actually is almost complete when I write it. I mean, so it's like there's just minor edits really. So when I write through, it's kind of complete in complete ideas. But there's little ticky-tacky stuff that I need to do. And then there's exposition. So there's descriptions that I need to go back and add. But ultimately the book is done. But what I'm waiting on is the artwork. So as soon as the artwork gets done, what I'm going to do is take that artwork and put it up on my website and do pre-orders. And I'm going to sell, it's going to be hardcover only pre-orders. So
awesome.
So what it'll be is like, and this is like Danielle knows, she's got a couple hardcovers. Do you have all the hardcovers?
Yeah, except for Summer Friend.
Okay. So for the people that want the first edition numbered, signed and numbered autographed hardcovers in the highest quality,
hardcovers,
then it's going to be, and they want to support my efforts, then they can buy the hardcover, pre-order it and it'll be a month, and I'll have a target day of release, right? And when I release it, I'll cut off the hardcovers, and then there won't be hardcovers. There's only going to be soft covers. And then the hardcovers are going to be expensive, but they're going to be signed, numbered, high quality, that sort of thing. And then once those people got it, then those all ship out. I get my hardcover, and then I'm going to put it on Amazon and do an Amazon book release, soft cover ebook, so that it'll be less expensive. And then so if people want it immediately, they can get if they want the highest quality first edition hardcover, they can get it immediately. And then those are going to get cut off, no more available then it'll get ebook and soft cover. So that's the plan of action, which is going to be, I know how it's going to be released. So I'm just waiting on the artwork, and then I'll start announcing it. I kind of hate coming on. That's one thing I almost didn't come on here, expert, because I would like to be able to, I only like it. Yes. Okay, Wendy. Look at Wendy. She's beautiful. You see Wendy?
How thick is the book? How thick is the book going to be?
When you started saying hardcover, I was like, oh, I know this chat. I know this chat.
Yeah.
They
do like break it, get the book go.
They all want a hard. They all said that the hard is better than the soft, and
we know that.
Wondering if it's waterproof.
And well, how thick is it going to be?
Well, so far I'm at 220 pages. It's going to be. It's going to be a novel is 40,000 words, and I'm at 35, so I know it'll be a novel. So it'll probably be a novel tomorrow. But yeah, it'll be
You
enough.
can join.
You know
You
what?
can join us tomorrow night and celebrate getting to 40,000 words.
Yeah, it's MG's 1 year anniversary tomorrow.
Really?
You know what's funny is Steve could have had. I think you could have had it up to a novel last night with us talking with the ideas you were shooting out, and I was like, oh man, like I felt there was at one point I was like, do I need to excuse myself and just tell you to go ahead and start typing because you were. Guys, if you saw how excited he looked, I mean, it was.
But see, you're such a good. See, this is the expert. He has a gift, and your gift is you're a good foil. You really encourage. You're very encouraging. You're very positive. You see good people. You encourage people, and so you were doing that to me last night, and and nobody wants to listen to me talk in the house. It's like. Come on, Dad. So nobody listens. So I'm like working away, and all these ideas are firing, and then I'm tired, and then you're sitting there saying, "Oh, this is cool," and you're encouraging me, and it's like gasoline, and it just kept flaming up, and it kept bigger, and it's just going out of control. But see, that's normally how I write. That's how it expands, and then I get to a point like that. I get tired, and I can feel it right now. Like I'm just a little tired. I'm not at my complete best, and when I'm in that state. I don't want to really write because I want to be at my best one. I'm going to make mistakes. It's not going to be as good. And so I am a little tired. I can feel it. And so then I said, well, I'll come on the expert stream because I'm not going to get, if I went further, it wouldn't be as productive. It wouldn't be as good. And I want everything that shows up on the page to be my best. I don't know.
Well, hold on. I have a question about that. So do you take time out from writing to like get your mind loosened? Like, so like for me, so we're doing the stream and my problem is that once the stream ends, I'm wired, like I'm still going in my mind. It's racing and everything else. It takes a while to calm down, to get ready for bed and whatnot. So like for you, like do you get into that typing, you're writing mode? Do you walk away and you say, okay, I need to talk to people and get my mind gets like different ideas and stuff?
No, when I get done writing, I go to bed and collapse. I'm worn out. I've expended my energy, and then I wake up in the morning and I get my coffee and I come back and start working again. So, it's like, and people say, how do you do it? Well, part of it is that I don't watch TV. I don't exercise. I don't engage in frivolity. I don't have a cell phone, right? Like there was the big internet outage and I didn't know it. I was like, oh, really?
It didn't bother my phone.
Didn't bother me. I was happy.
Yeah.
There's so much needless, pointless distraction in the world that's out there that can be removed and make your life better and make you better and more productive. So identify those things consciously, look for those things and say, okay, this is a time waster. This is useless. This is a waste. Cut it out of my life. And so I've cut a lot of stuff. That only the things that I want to do and make me happy and are productive and are worthwhile doing and praise God, that's what I'm going to do. The things that are not within that circle, I'm not going to do.
Good decision.
I have a question. The cell phone thing. Like you don't like having, I understand not wanting to talk to people. Trust me, I get that. But you don't like being able to like, I don't know, I like to get on the internet.
Well, I have a desktop computer.
And you have an iPad, right, Steve?
But you can't carry the desktop
tablets.
I have a really Stone Age
that's
Samsung A6 tablet, which is my son laughs at me. And basically the reason is because all of my CDs, I have 3,500 hard CDs that I have loaded into my iTunes. So I don't stream Spotify. Everything's on CD, physical media, which I've downloaded into my tablet, and the tablet Bluetooths in my car wherever I go. So the reason I have this is so that I can stream my music. My entire music library is here.
Yeah, that's how.
Look at your lady.
You got her worked up. She was going to go to bed.
Oh, well,
let's talk about the book.
I know. I'm excited. I can't wait to get it out, but I know what I need. And the thing is actually, I thought that as you develop, here's another thing, because I develop these threads and the book is all coherent and it's overarch. I know the bank, but then what'll happen is that, like Wendy said, I've got to put in there a relationship between the lead character and his mother, because I think for the women to really appreciate, he can't be such a lone wolf that he doesn't have that family connection. I think that family connection will make him more appealing. Like I wrote the lead, my wife even identified. She said, Amanda Smallwood is my main character. And I was doing things to her, right? So everything, she's submissive and the world is happening to her and all of this stuff is happening around her, right? And my son and wife both said, well, you need to, who is this person? Why do I care about her? What makes her interesting? Why as a female? Because, okay, she, here I'm a male. And so my lead character is going to be seductive. She's going to be, seductive and beautiful and all these things, right? But women don't care about that. Why would you as a woman care? Okay, yeah, she's pretty. So what, right? So that's what I do. I worked all day today developing internal dialogue with her and self-conversations and things that happen to her that make her, I hope, appealing to the women so that they can root for her and enjoy her and not just, not be jealous of her, for example, or not be resentful of her, or, she's weak. She's a weak woman. Why should I root for her? So I gave her this whole backstory today that I'm just very happy. I gave the two main characters, which is fascinating because the whole book is written and the two main characters don't have their stories strong. So today I put those big iron bars right in the middle of the story and buttressed it. And I'm real happy. But see, now I'm not sure, like when I go through it, I'm reading through it because I haven't really read it front to back. Like, well, even when I read them to you, I had not even read what I read to you the other night. That was written straight out. Right.
You were doing editing while you were reading it. And, you're talking about the backstories and all that stuff. So when I talked to my wife, I said, yeah, because she knew the power or the internet had gone out here. And anyway, she was asking, I was like, oh my gosh, I was talking to Steve Gosling. She's like, oh wow. So I was like, it was so great. I was like, and then I feel like I just everything blew up on me and I was so upset. And I said, she's like, well, that's awesome. You've been wanting to talk to Steve for so long. I was like, yeah, but it was great. And I told her the exact same thing I was told her about. It was great listening to him, seeing his excitement that builds that other people's excitement creates energy for me. And I hope other people start, they see that excitement and everybody, you thrive on it. But anyway, I told her, I said, he's writing a book. It's a fiction book. And it is awesome. And he started reading me about these characters. And I was like, I didn't want to say it because I already felt like I was saying too much. And I feel stupid when I talk. And I was like, every one of these characters could have their own story, their own background. Like you could have, this could grow into all these other books. I was like, I've never gotten interested in anything like this before. So that was really weird for me. And she was like, oh, wow. She couldn't believe, I couldn't believe it. Listening to me talk about it, like I was a doe-eyed fanboy. And she was just, that really sparked her interest. But that was the key to me because I didn't tell her what the book was, right? Because I told you I wouldn't. And
I just don't want you to reveal plot because there's some plot things that you heard about, right? There's some things that happened that you heard that nobody else has heard.
Well, here's the way I feel about that is I think that the plot things I may have heard or may not have heard, that doesn't mean those are going to be the same by the time you get done editing and get it bound. And so if I were to say anything, I would feel awful if that, later on people were like, oh, there's so many levels that I would never do that. No, it's
don't worry about it. I mean, the thing is that you really can't communicate. You could spoil it there's a few spoilers that you could do. You didn't get to the end though. You don't, I've already, it's written out the end. The part that's the most undone is the trial. which is fascinating because you know that a lot of this there's a trial that I'm using as a framework for the trial, and I've got pieces of that trial that I have in my records that I've taken and I've kind of cut and pasted. So I have like legalese, motions that I've done and summaries of the trial that I've done that I've now transplanted into the body of it and tried to clean it up a little bit because that's what I want where I want it. But I need to take that and extract some of the legalese and make it more readable and more enjoyable to read. And those are the most undone part of the book right now is the trial framework. And I will say that's kind of the part that bores me. And it's the part that like I'm going to have to craft and hard. It's going to be work. I know what I need to do on it. But that part is the one that's the most undone right now. The others, the end of it, like from the point that you began, right, to the end, that's written. And really everything from the beginning, the front and the back are in it. It's the middle that I've got a buttress really right now. So, but I know what it takes. I know what I can do. I know where I can go. It'll probably be done this week, or next couple days.
I can't believe that you can have a novel done that quickly.
I know.
That's insane.
Amazing.
Well, in fact, I'm kind of like it's the muse, it's the inspiration, it's God. I mean, I'll say it. It's like God tells you, he gives you this he gives you this lightning bolt of inspiration. It's not, and you're just a vessel for communicating it. But I have put in here, I began it on February 16th, 2024. And then I'm going to put an end date on it. So about like when the major body of the work is done. So that way it'll just for the record, just for posterity, because I mean, it impresses me. I mean, when I was growing up, I could never do like this. I don't know many people, but you know who my hero is or who I really look up to that I appreciate is Isaac Asimov, because Isaac Asimov wrote 500 books in his lifetime. And he wrote science fiction he's known for mainly, but he also wrote fantasy. He also wrote nonfiction. He wrote a concordance of the Bible. He wrote so many different books. And so I'm sort of tuning into the spirit of Isaac Asimov. And I was like, boy, if I can just be that productive, or if I can, channel that energy a little bit, I'm kind of relating to it in a way.
Okay, I have a question for you. If you became a successful enough writer, would you quit practicing law?
It would have to be very successful.
Well, successful enough means that you'd be, you pay wise, you'd be there, and maybe a little bit more.
But see,
very successful is like 4 times your pay.
That's a hard question because I have so much time and I have 25 years in the state system, or 20.
Yeah.
And that's my retirement for the rest of my life. I mean, I'm kind of committed to where I am. I mean,
why give it up at this point is what I would say.
Yeah, I've got 5 years to retirement, and then I've got another 5 years in what they call drop. So I really have 10 years until I stop practicing law. And this is the time when you really, when you're a state employee and you've got that kind of time in, the back end is when you're really making it happen. And I'm coming into that point in my career, and I'm hitting, like you talk about this book, I'm hitting on all cylinders right now at work too. I'm doing the.
You have an important case you're helping with. Can't really discuss.
Well, actually, Jose Baez took over that case,
yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I've also got 2 death cases that are in the pipeline but see, the thing is, I'm sort of, one of the reasons this is flying is because when you're doing a death case, it's basically you're off the tick clock for 90 days. So when I get a death case as my deck, I have nothing to do but that death case. So I'm in 90 days, I'm working on the death case. And it's to do a capital brief. It's extremely complex law. It's the mountaintop of criminal law. And anyways, so I finished the capital brief. In fact, I filed it actually. I just realized this. I didn't realize this. I filed it on the Thursday before I began the book. So
wow.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. So I started this book the day after I filed my reply brief. in my death case. So I'm when you're doing that case, I'm just charging and I'm putting this energy into my client, right? And then all of a sudden, boom, it's over. And now only thing I have to do now is prep for the oral argument before the Florida Supreme Court. But meanwhile, my writing and my research and my ideas in my mind is charging and charging and charging. And then when I'm relaxed and I'm chatting on the Vice Squad, right? And I'm like through that. And then all of a sudden that relaxation brings inspiration because I'm a very creative guy. And yet I've got this built up energy that then is focused into this other area. That's an interesting insight. I never thought about it, but I'll bet you that's a lot of what's going on here. Yeah. Interesting. Good. That's fascinating. See, that's an insight. Very good.
Did you write for did you guys have I don't know, you said you're a creative guy, and sometimes, I don't know, creativity is great in law, but it also can be bad in law. And I was going to ask, did you do any creative writing at all in college, law school, like on your own type of writing?
I didn't like writing.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, I did do creative writing. I wrote some poetry. I had a creative writing class. I went to Stetson undergrad.
You're a poet, and I didn't know it.
Yeah. And I made an A in Dr. Raymond's. I was in English. It's funny, but there's a whole story here too. But I was actually in the bottom of my class. We had 4 tracks in English, and I was tracked 1 from the bottom. I was in the stupid kid class in English all the way through high school.
That's a perfect time for me to say hello to Broken Baker.
Broken Baker, hey.
Our buddy from Denmark.
Tier 4 in English.
Hi, Baker.
I got I don't know what I barely passed written English. So
well, you speak it better than a lot of Americans. So.
Yeah, Baker knows 7 languages, so.
But I'm dyslexic in every one of them, so.
Steve,
it helps.
You were at the bottom of your class in writing, you said?
English. Yeah, I was tracked 2nd from the bottom. And it was funny because this is in my autobiography that, like I said, will remain unpublished until I die, but I have it written. Because a lot of it, and Danielle knows because she's read Prepare, is one of my recommendations for people is to write their autobiographies, to put their childhood baggage behind them, that they can put it on the shelf and then move forward and live their life as a free person. Because many people are burdened by their histories and their childhoods. So if you can put it on the shelf, you can get it down. Because okay, so, tell me about your childhood traumas. And then, you talk and talk and talk, and it goes on forever. It's too much. And then you don't think you got it out. So get it out and then put it on the shelf and then look forward. Because it's like, okay, it's there. If you want to reference it, it's there. Otherwise, but you were saying about the bottom track. So I was a child of a single parent household. I had a single mom and had daddy issues all through it. I mean, it was very difficult. I have a very unusual daddy issues, but I have a daddy issues, right? And that at that point in 7th grade was when it really kind of hit. And I actually had to take summer school to graduate to go to high school. That's how bad. I don't admit that very much, but that's how bad it was. I mean, I was really, because when you're home and your personal life is in trauma and in turmoil, the stupid test doesn't seem that important, right? So, and so that was the time that they were tracking people for different classes, and I got tracked on the bottom, 2nd to the bottom English class. There was above me was honors, and then AP, kind of like there was that, and then there was the middle, kind of the general class, and then there was the really dumb class, right? But I was on the general class, and I was in that class through my senior year of high school. And what we do is I remember I used to hang out. I hung out with a rough crowd, and like my buddy was the crack dealer. I remember his name was Smiley. He was he was a hoot. I loved Smiley. He was great.
Wait, hold on. You hung out with a crack dealer?
Yeah, he was in my English class. Yeah, and so like,
Is this who you
was
based your
fun.
drug dealing
no,
on?
no, Smiley was a good guy, man. He was funny.
Did you have to disclose that when you applied for law school?
Well, he was just in my English class.
Oh, okay.
We just sit in the back of the class and cut up. And the thing is we'd sit there and they'd give these stupid check box, chart the sentence stuff, and it's you got to do the syllables, and it was so like mind-numbingly boring and stupid that I'd like just take somebody else's, I'd write it down as quick as I could and then turn it in. And then I'd make C's and D's, and then that was what I did. I was like, okay, this is dumb. And then I remember and I'd read science fiction fantasy books. So my buddy, and I remember my buddy Sutcliffe was his name. Sutcliffe. And we were just such cut-ups. I got so many stories from high school that I haven't told publicly, but this guy, we were just losers, and we'd read our fantasy books in the back of class. And I remember it was Dr. Fisher, and she had a PhD in English, and she was teaching she obviously got this class, and she had to teach the general English class so she could teach the AP class. So here's Sutcliffe and I in the back of the class, goofing off, filling out our forms, turning it in, then we'd read our science fiction books, right? And so I remember the second week in class, Dr. Fisher says, Gosney, Sutcliffe, come up here, right? And we're like, oh, okay. And then we go up there, and she's like, I want you to read this for me. And so she pulls out something, and we're like, oh, okay. So I'm like reading it. She's like, I'm transferring you to the honors class. We're like, oh, okay. So we went to the honors class, and I went from C's and D's to A's and B's, moving up from the honors class. So my last year, I did honors English. And when I got to Stetson, my undergrad, I became an English major. And the problem is, and I ran into a brick wall because I didn't have any of the survey readings, because all my reading was in science fiction fantasy. And, they're reading Beowulf and Shakespeare and all that. And I hadn't read any of that stuff. And then you go there and it's like, I got to take a survey class for an English major. There's no way. So I transferred that. But so it kind of gives you a little back. But I aced. I got an A in Dr. Raymond's creative writing class, which was, he was the hardest professor at Stetson. He was vicious, and nobody, it's like he was the terror of the English department. And I loved his class, and I had poetry and I wrote stories. But the thing is that I've lost that, and writing was always very hard for me. And it's just over time, it just developed. You just grow and you work at it and you lean into what your weakness is. And you got to beat that out. Like when you're a lawyer, you learn to read, and then you learn to write, and then going into appeals. And over time, it just starts getting better and better. What's expert? What are you doing?
I just know this chat. Never mind.
What?
No, you said you got to beat that out, and I was like, oh
I
boy.
knew it.
Yeah, see, Danielle started laughing as soon as she saw I heard it. I was like, oh boy.
No, I get it. Yeah, okay. You're making sexual references. All right, I'm with it.
There's a lot of sexual innuendos here on the show. They always like to get, because I don't know anything that's going on, and so they always like to get me with them. And I'm like, oh, okay, thanks, guys. Speaking of sexual innuendos, Broken Baker, have you heard about Gosney's new book?
I told him about it.
Oh, God, good.
Wonder if I can read you a dirty part. I don't know.
I'm just I'm disappointed in chat because this is a good Christian channel. I have a good Christian channel. Steve has written about being a good Christian, and this is the kind of audience we get.
Here's okay. MG Law, I need your support on this. Chris, you know what? Sex is good.
Yeah, it is.
Sex procreates the species. If you have a kinky sex fantasy that results in little babies and little children,
there's nothing wrong.
I'm all for it. It's a good
blessed.
thing.
It's blessed. It's blessed.
Yeah.
Only missionary, only for making babies.
No. Sometimes a lot of the others, the surrounding efforts.
Yes.
The surrounding efforts are required in order to get the ultimate.
Yes.
That's why Little D wants to take me to the
ultimate blessing.
Taco Bell.
Yeah, Steve. Me and Baker are going on a date in Tennessee.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
look-
she's taking
Talking about
Taco
coming
Bell.
out of my shell. What did you say, Baker?
Yeah, that's why you're taking me to Taco Bell, because
It's
this
Taco
is the
Bell.
smut you are surrounding yourself with.
Well, as DJ
there's-
Jazzy Jeff says, if you don't sin, then Jesus died for nothing.
You're right. That's
Oh.
clever. We're
Genius.
all sinners. We're born sinners, and
We're poor.
but
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm pro sex.
Yeah, and the people who are against it maybe never tried it or are really, really
Yeah.
bad.
Really
But
bad.
it's also it's an attack to me. It's an attack on Christianity to say
Well, yeah.
to identify to say that, well, Christians are anti-sex. That's projection. That's what you think it is, right? That is not part of the Christian theology. That is not, we are pro-life. Life requires sex. And
Life
I
is a
will say
sexual transmitted disease.
that results in
That's,
death.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can only get life by, and that's why I hate all of this new modern puritanism that comes from the left. That the body is wrong. Thinking about each other as sexual beings is wrong. It becomes so sterile,
Wendy.
and it's kind of fun. All 3 seconds out, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, 3 seconds. That's funny. You're funny. That's great.
Danielle's
What
in
is
for a
Caitlin
treat.
doing? What are you doing?
What'd you say?
She's
MG?
falling off the
Said
chair.
you're in for a treat.
See, I'm a
All
little
3 seconds.
I know.
Well, then you can do it twice in a year.
All right.
Oh my gosh,
I
this is so funny.
I turned the stream around. I'm sorry.
No, I love it.
Just kidding.
Think about it. Oh man, Steve Broken Baker is he's a jewel. I've never known anybody from Denmark. Obviously, oh look, there he is throwing up the pictures. He likes to show of himself, but he's much better at speaking English than I am, and he's got that dry wit humor that just kills, and that was awesome. No, but it's true. The sex is good.
Absolutely. I'm all for it.
No, and I like that thing you talked about before about letting go of the past, because you can't really move. A lot of people, I don't know if any of you remembered, there was a movie some time ago about a young guy who had a father who was killed by his uncle, and he had to move away from his hometown. And he met 2 new friends, and they told him, "Past is in the past. You just have to move on." And he went back to his hometown and was totally justified in all he did.
Circle of life.
It's actually a really, really good movie to draw allegories on how you should live your life.
Yeah, exactly.
It was back when Disney had a very good moral built into their stories. Because Hakuna Matata is a great thing. You should never let totally go of your past, because your past is what makes your future. But still, you can't live in your past. And that's what Timon and Pumbaa told him. And he became king. I'm just saying.
You got to put your
I
behind
think
in your
Caitlin
past.
here is having her own show.
Well, she's
He's
drunk most
talking
of the
about the
time.
Lion King.
Simba.
Oh, I never saw Lion King. I don't know what you're talking
come
about.
on. It's got
No,
Darth
I
Vader,
wasn't.
man.
I wasn't allowed to watch Disney movies because Disney always kills the mom. So my mom wouldn't let me.
Not
watch
in the
it.
Lion
Well,
King.
not in the Lion King.
Well, by that time, I was like, I can't watch Disney movies. I'm an adult, man. I'm a grown ass man. I still don't watch
So?
Disney movies because my mama told me
You're
not
a grown
to.
ass man. Grown ass man watch Disney movies.
I would say
Lion
The
King's
Fly the
too
Navigator is the last Disney movie I saw.
if you take those 2 or 3 that came out around the Lion King, they all had
Yeah.
great morals, and that's what the Brothers Grimm or Hans Christian Andersen used to use their writing to, is to install morals in society.
Yep.
And today Disney is they just want to force
They're trying to force
I don't know.
unnatural ideals on people, on society.
Yeah, back then it was it was about taking responsibility. That's the same with Aladdin. You can't lie
Mhm.
your entire life just to get someone else because it will never work. They have to see the person you are behind, the person you are inside. That's the same in Circle of Life.
Mhm.
Nala says, "Can he see the prince he is inside, or king he is inside?" Sorry.
King he is inside. Yeah.
Well, see,
Yeah.
I could see Summer Friend being a Disney movie.
But today,
Well, not today. I'm saying if they wanted to actually make money and do something good.
I think they've
they're
lost
not-
that principle.
They apparently don't like making money anymore.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's they're servicing their peer group, not their stockholders.
we just had a lady who's running for the EU Parliament demand that we had feminism in our city planning because it's too male oriented.
I don't even know
And
what
I'm
that
sitting
means.
here thinking, well, it means that she couldn't get a spot for her baby trolley when she wanted to take the bus. She lives in Copenhagen where there's a bus every 5 minutes. In my city, you can get a bus once in an hour. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's your problem. Yeah. It's the same. Clearing the road before you cleared the sidewalk was sexist because most men drive cars and women walk the sidewalks. I don't understand modern people. That's I don't know if I'm a Renaissance man, but I just don't get why is everything a problem.
Because that's
Why
how
not?
they raise money.
Yeah.
If they solve the
Oh my
problem,
God.
then they would be out of a job. There'd be no need for them if they solved the problem. So,
Oh my gosh, that's I'm losing it. All right, listen, we got
Hey,
two.
I gotta cut it. I gotta go to bed. I'm crashing. I'm sorry.
Oh, we all are. We all are. We usually get off here in a
Yeah.
couple minutes. Real quick, Steve, you don't
Some
mind.
already have,
I
I
want to
think,
make
but-
sure, girls, do you have any questions for Steve or comments?
What
Not
was
for right
that?
now. I have questions written down for when I bring you on my channel.
Ah,
Does
yeah, let's
anybody
do
in the chat? I love this. We love you, Steve. I knew it was going to start like that.
Mhm.
I love you. You know, and the chat. You guys don't know how inspirational it motivates me. You know, I'm giving these things to you. It's personal. I mean, it's not. I don't do it for. I do it because I want you to benefit. Right. I want you to enjoy it. I want to give something of my best to you and have you enjoy it. So I very much appreciate the comments in the chat, almost all of them, and I, you know, and that's it's wonderful. It's an interaction. It's this internet thing is pretty amazing, isn't it? That we can meet and talk and share and explore and think together. And we all have our gifts, and so we should all share our best with each other. And this group and this panel, I know this is a group that does that, and that's why I'm here.
Well, thank you for the last remark.
Yes.
And I think I've
Except
told
for
you
the
before,
expert.
Steve. It was except for me. It was I think it was Nick Ricada said a long time ago, even before I was streaming, that he did the night shows because when he had a baby that was a crier, there's nothing on, and then he started thinking, well, what about other people? If there's a lot of people that they are sitting in a hospital with a loved one who's sick. And the TV sucks, right? You're flipping through and you can't find anything. And he said, especially late at night, there's nothing worse than being alone. And he was like, I like to stream so someone can come in and relax and forget about everything and have a good time. And I get that. And it's because it's such an honor for there to be a chat. And also for me, the chat it energizes me. It makes me. They have made me feel good when I've had to go through hard times. Hospitals are great examples.
Yeah.
I don't like them.
Yeah.
And so yeah, what you said about coming out and doing all this stuff, is very true. And these guys, the chat, man, y'all are amazing. So thank you guys. And if anybody has anything besides, I mean, there's a lot of we love you, Steve, and we can't wait to get your book. Chaz,
I know. Well, tomorrow I'm going to get up and start writing again, and then so that's and the thing, like the streaming, thank you, Let's Go Brandon. Let's Go Brandon. I really appreciate you. Thank you for all your support. You have been and that's the thing. I would never have met somebody like Let's Go Brandon. He's somebody that has supported all of these books, and everybody. There's some people that are negative because it's like he wants people to drink and that sort of thing. But like I said, I'm pro sex, I'm pro alcohol, right? I mean, if it accomplishes great things, if it makes something happen that's great, then is that evil or is that good? I think that it's a gift, and here's somebody who has his way and he has his thing that he enjoys and he gets enjoyment, and then I get what I want, which is to give these books and give these ideas back to you and give my best that I can do. So I think that's a pretty good trait. Everybody wins.
And he never forces you.
No.
He asks you if you will do it, and if you say no, oh, fine.
Well, he even says because I'm such an honest guy. I'm sad. I'm a really, really bad liar. And so if I was a good liar, maybe I wouldn't be honest. But the thing is, I'm so bad at it that it's like, look, I better just be honest because otherwise I will lose every time. So I might as well just take this tack, right? But like he's saying, just pour it out. Okay, if you don't want to drink it, just pour the thing. But I'm like, but no, I made the deal. I'm going to follow through. So I'm going to drink the sidecar, right? If he gives me and then of course, okay. He beat me once. He beat me. He TKO'd me on one night. I don't know. That was he actually forced me to do a private. I don't know if you remember that one, but I had to private stream that one. Like I just only members only stream. It was ridiculous, but I was good up until the last one.
Let's go the way.
I'm hoping you're feeling better, Brandon. I know you've been to a little bit.
Yeah,
he'll be back in no time.
Give him a prayer.
Me and Brandon is on a mission from God when we go to Tennessee. So we are going to save tens of women from college.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, because they should
from medical school did.
They should strip to for all the old reasons, drugs, bad parents, all the good reasons, not to go through medical school.
Hey, listen, I've got Gosney. He's pinned at the top here. Baker, you streaming in the morning?
No, I have to go to a birthday in 3 hours. So,
oh man,
I don't know if I might jump on in the afternoon, but I don't know.
MG Law, you've got tomorrow night's your 1 year anniversary, man.
Dude, yes, 1 year streaming anniversary tomorrow night. So
everybody party at MG's.
Yeah.
Everybody party at MG's.
Caitlin will stop by and be Caitlin of 2023.
Yes,
awesome.
There will be boob windows.
That's awesome. Well, listen, guys, I do too. I've at 9 a.m. I have an appointment. So, guys, thank you so much. Steve, thank you. Danielle, Caitlin, Baker, MG. I'll see you all.
Steve. Yeah.
And I'm gonna be hanging out here a little bit, say goodnight to you guys, but chat.
Well, I woke up to go get me a cold pop, and then I thought somebody was barbecuing. I said, "Oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire." Then I ran out. I didn't grab no shoes or nothing, Jesus. I ran for my life. And then the smoke got her. I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody Jesus is a fire. Jesus, 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 Jesus. Ain't nobody got time for that.